I suppose it's time to get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Embers of the Imperium. We are playing some Genesis RPG. We are doing so every Sunday until this arc finishes out, which might not be for a bit still. If you don't know me, my name is Noble Crumbit. I stream art on Tuesdays, games on Wednesdays, and TTRPG stuff on Sundays, like this. Now, let's unmute myself and see what our fellows are talking about. Alright, everybody, we are live once again.
I am not ready.
Wow.
Okay, then we'll just quit.
But
No, that's all right. The class can wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. Sits with our arms crossed, expectantly staring at Shepard.
Smiling blankly.
Smile. Okay, so, last time you guys fought a terrifying Arctic Shirak by collapsing a cave on it, and then wrapping it up in chains once it was knocked non-lethally unconscious. Found your iodinium shipment in the abandoned tunnel with the boring machine. Brought it out on your Rambler. The SAR that were invading fixed up one of the light mechs in the facility and then tried to engage you with it. But after you killed their leader, you coerced them into submission. And Gervalt, with a big booming leadership role, formidable, with like some triumphs and stuff. It was a very good role. Basically talked the rest of the SAR into giving up, since their cybernetically enhanced leader was dead. Apparently, Sin was rewatching the stuff. Probably should have been dead a little sooner, maybe a turn sooner, because we did their first attack wrong. But that's fine. More things for next time.
KO.
I mean, it's Sin.
Sin's it's complicated. You did great.
Yeah, they had 14 hit points, the bad guy. I will also note that they had one more strain hit point, so anybody could have vicious mockery them into. Yeah, you could have yelled at them into submission too. But guns are fine. Guns are fine. Speaking of guns, you guys were trying to figure out what to do with the Winu who was unconscious and at your mercy. And I made sure that Gervalt made the right choice by spending.
Thank you. Someone agrees it was the right choice.
No, Dad shot the new pet.
You were basically telling them to leave them for dead and were pointing a gun at them. You ultimately decided no, but I spent a story point and said that you pulled the trigger anyway. Whether or not that has lasting consequences, we are about to find out now. I will say that that Nolly, Yara, you guys arrive with the shipment and get off of the drilling machine. That's what you took it out on, I remember now. Zaldenrock and Shepard, you were already present for this. Fraz has landed the Tengu. He was in the Tengu, right? Yeah, he was. He has landed the Tengu now that everything is okay, and Sin has crawled out of a vent nearby. You guys are
and the Tengu needs repairs.
The Tengu does need some repairs, but it's not that bad. They only did 1 hit point of damage, which is $100, so, you know.
Oh no, my stocks will take care of it.
No, but the tariffs, the galactic tariffs. Sorry.
Kickstarter is fucking ruined.
I don't want to talk about that.
Things that Gervalt says as he walks away from a Winu corpse.
That's right. I just have a question because I wasn't here for last session. Was Rasa awake for all of that stuff? Or, like, should Nolly be waking up basically now?
Nolly should probably be waking up. We didn't
the mission
need...
was successful.
We didn't need Rasa's, like, psychic scream or anything, because everything was kind of handled.
Right.
And Rasa was mostly on driving duty, though I believe you did do some cool driving things. I don't remember exactly, though.
That's good. I think I
Did a quick switch from
for driving
one machine to another so you can start drilling.
Yeah, we did make use of your quick dismount ability. It was very useful, very efficient.
Nice, terrific.
All right, what happened, everyone?
I mean, now everybody else can see what's going on with the dead Weenie.
Why is there a corpse there?
There's corpse everywhere. Like,
Oh.
there's
What
like
happened
Overwatch
to the
thought
Winnow?
that we knew.
There's actually not a lot of corpses out here. You guys didn't kill too many people on the landing pad. You mostly just talked them into submission.
Yeah, I missed all the fucking shots. I feel bad.
Is
Wait, what?
Shepard still
Why?
in nap mode?
Shepard, I'm gonna say that the last social encounter has ended. Everybody can recover their strain.
Okay.
So
It's a cool check?
yeah, it's cool or discipline. Make sure all your purple dice are removed. You should all be removed from the character, the game master one. Yep. Oh, I do need to
I
reset
don't
all
give a
the.
shit.
I need to heal wounds, if any.
Is everybody here? Six of you. Okay.
Also, your wound should have been healed. I did a medicine check on you and gave you a dermal sealer.
Yeah, I think you healed 2, and then the dermal sealer was 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a very good medicine.
So, yeah, I'm at 9 out of 15 instead of 15 out of 15.
So correct.
Yeah, Yara's gonna be like, did Denora try something? What happened?
I don't even
Trying
know
to
who
be
that
annoying.
is. It's just another Winnu.
I mean, but she was. I don't know her deal, but she seemed like she wanted to get out of here. She must have been stranded here for ages.
She did
Could
threaten
probably
to kill
like dropped
you.
her off at a station or something. That's why I'm like, did she try to attack us?
Sin is looking around, fairly fucking confused. And
Load up the cargo. We gotta get off this damn planet.
Krov has deemed this potential individual not an asset.
Oh. Okay.
Yara's gonna just inspect Dinaru. Dinaru?
Denora Denarin.
Denura.
Denora.
Dinner.
The Winnie.
Dee
Dee.
Dan,
No!
Dan.
Double
Get
D.
out of my laboratory!
Double D.
DD.
All right, can I do like a medicine check to examine or something?
Yep, it sure is a bullet.
No
Yeah.
check needed. It was in fact a bullet, not a laser bullet. Or
It's a shotgun. So
Okay.
I mean, it's a
Shot
I guess
pistol.
more specifically, did it seem like there was an altercation, or was it just like
No,
That's
they
what
just look slightly malnourished.
Beyond them threatening you, back in the tunnels, there were no other altercations. They were still unconscious.
careful? That doesn't seem. You basically killed a
That was-
non-combatant at that point.
That's
Are
an
you-
execution. Let's. Well, I think we should have this discussion on the ship. Let's
Yes.
load up and talk about this, please.
There's nothing to talk about. Load up the damn ship. We're leaving.
I am agreeing with you, Gervalt. We're loading up the ship, but we will have a discussion. Come now.
Nali leans out the window after all this discussion is happening and sort of says, "All right, I mean, I'm gonna back this thing up. Someone just needs to open the ramp."
Beep beep.
On
Sin
it.
opens the ramp.
Oh, never mind. Sin can teleport over there. Well,
Yara's
I'll keep the
gonna
ship
just-
warmed up. I'm not gonna sit around near all these dogs. So, Raz goes inside the Tengu.
Can I look through Denura's person to see if there's anything identifiable, anything of relevance?
From what you can see, they had an ID tag. They were a demolitions expert here at the facility. You assume that it was related to mining and stuff, but it doesn't look like they were a commander of any kind. If they were some sort of secret agent, there's nothing implying that they were. It mostly just they had the grenades on them. They had a few rations in their pockets.
Grab the grenades.
We already grabbed
You
the
did
grab
get
the
the
grenades.
grenades, yeah.
Good.
And you got their pistol. And someone took their data pad last time.
I grabbed it and I added it to my inventory.
Okay.
I got a data pad from somewhere else too.
You also got a yin data pad.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll remove the yin data pad from my inventory so it can be in Yara's.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember who got it, but I knew that Dan was controlling both instances.
That's
Okay.
probably the reason.
Oh, that's probably where it is actually then.
Nolly is backing up the iodinium shipment into the Tengu. You guys have that now. Your cargo area is mostly full because it's a rather large shipment. I'm gonna spend a story point. Yara.
Yay.
Hi, Yara.
Hey.
Something is telling you to go back and loot Braga.
That's fair.
Drug.
I'll be like, hang on, guys. I just want to check something before we head out. That
Okay,
SAR
it'll
might have
take
had
us a
something.
while to puzzle piece this into that cargo hold.
Okay.
Shepard, can you put me down now? I think I'm good enough to walk.
If you deem it so, yes.
Thank you.
Forgot you were on top of them.
Yara's gonna carefully go inspect Braga, but keep an eye out for any of the weird snow creature things.
Sure.
No monkey.
Doesn't look like your
Langanga.
combat has attracted too many of the Shiraks. Maybe they are too scared, or maybe the freshly dead one is keeping them at bay. It looks like somebody has already taken Braga's weapons from them. The SAR are like still kind of milling about the facility, trying to grab some stuff as they make their retreat. But otherwise, you can loot Braga. She has. Let me. What's a good check for this? I guess perception. Let's call it difficulty 2 perception.
I'm gonna use a story point. So not perception. Where did my story point go?
I don't know.
No, I just clicked something and something weird happened.
Did you check your butthole?
Also, you're a little low on my end.
You are a little low.
Sorry. That better?
Oh, yes.
I just moved it closer.
Oh, I actually have you turned down as well. So make sure you're turned up.
Somebody click the story point thing because I can't push the
That's
button for some
fine.
reason.
Just apply the upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can always like do that after you do your roll if it takes too long.
I upgraded the wrong thing, but I got a better roll, so I want to keep that anyway.
Sure.
Nice.
We'll call that the darkness. I forgot about the darkness. So you look through Braga's corpse. From your successes, you found I'll say 150 ore. Not much.
Okay.
Pocket change, really.
I make that every day.
Pretty much, but I mean, you're making wages. You also notice that she has several cybernetic enhancements upon her. You think you might be able to detach them if you wanted to apply them to your own use. Something in your mind is still insisting that you do
God,
so.
it's a fucking Nelnet or whatever it's called.
My student loans require cybernetic enhancements. It's
That's
my
the real
net.
reason I got myself marooned. This gave me
So
student loan payment.
you can take as many or
Was
few
one
of
them
these
fail?
as you want, but it'll require a check.
I
They
mean,
have.
can I take them and install them later?
You can,
Yeah.
but
I
it'll
mean, what
require a check to like get them safely. If you fail the check, it might ruin the enhancement.
Yara,
Yeah,
what are those
sure.
oblong, wet red shapes in your bag?
I got medical supplies. I can put them at least in some sort of doggy bag.
Dermal
Yeah.
sealers. So they have a
Alright,
cybernetic arm, which each of these imposes a permanent -1 to your strain threshold, but it gives you an enhancement. The cybernetic arm, for instance, gives you +1 brawn permanently. The eyes gives you it negates a setback for darkness and gives you a +1 to perception and vigilance checks. And the cybernetic organs, somehow you're able to detect them, but they do give you +2 wound thresholds.
Basically, everything takes this minus to strain, which isn't too bad for a buff on all sorts of other stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the rolls to try and collect all these things? Because if I don't take it, somebody else might want it.
Yeah, and you need to get these before somebody else does. So let's call the arm a difficulty 1. Let's call the eyes difficulty 2, and we'll call the cybernetic organs difficulty 3.
So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the check style?
Oh, sorry. This
Science?
is going to be, I will allow medicine, or I will allow mechanics.
All right. Both are not bad. I mean, I could just spend some experience now to get that up. Now I'll just keep it. I don't, because I can't use my talents on these because this isn't to heal somebody, I'm guessing.
It is not to heal somebody, it is the opposite of that. It is removing
Let me
body
just double
parts.
check what it... That says to heal. Nope, these don't. Okay, first one's just a difficulty 1. Oh, okay,
Great success.
Did it.
I got the arm. Here comes the eye. That's
Success.
fine.
Eat that guy's eye.
I'll use a story point for this one.
All right.
Do you need us to hit the button for you?
Oh shit.
Oh,
You start rooting through the organs, but you've burst something. It's ruined the enhancement.
Well, 2 for 3 ain't the worst. Who needs extra wounds?
Yeah. Anyway, time to rejoin your friends. But you at least
Yep.
got the eyes and the arm.
I do have one question.
Of course.
Can the Rambler fit in the Tengu, or is it too big?
Yeah, that is something I was actually going to ask because we already kind of left it behind.
All right, let me
I
check
mean, you want me to go grab the
Tengu.
Rambler?
Well, we can grab the Rambler
What about the lifting mech? You want the lifting mech?
to drive it.
I feel like the Rambler is
The
more
Rambler's
useful
more
for you
useful.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, the encumbrance
having the
capacity
technical-
is 100 and 2 land vehicles that are Silhouette 2. So you could take both. The 100 is filled up pretty much with the iodinium.
Shepard will use us in an argument about how we're taking on machinery, but not a person.
Well, that's nice. Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
New car.
Hell yes.
By the way, guys, I found some neat things, but anyone want to take those? Oh, somebody want to
Whoop,
grab the vehicles?
Yep.
Are you injured? There seems to be plenty of blood on your hands.
No, I would have washed that off.
You should see Gervalt.
Very hurt.
Gervalt's splattered. He has mist on him.
Oh, that's fine.
I used
might
Pharrell,
have
you savages.
I might have liberated that SAR from some of their cybernetic enhancements. We might be able to utilize them if anyone's interested.
Gross.
Hey, anyone want a cybernetic eye?
You gonna wave that eye around?
I have it in like a baggie.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
would
it
be
needs to be
affront
sterile.
It would be a front against Titan culture to have more than one eye. No, thank you.
I don't know if it'll fit me and
I
my
don't know
eye
if it
socket.
wouldn't be
It
too much
possibly
of
is adjustable. It just might not fit and look nice.
Sin, I don't know
I'm
if you
gonna
have
spend
eye
a-
sockets.
I'm going to spend another story point. Yar, it's probably not adjustable for their unique anatomy. It's probably only good for SAR.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
you let everybody else know that it probably wouldn't work for them. Now that you
wait,
think
would it
about
work
it again.
for Nolly?
No, probably.
Mammal?
it's
It's
Mammalian?
just the whole like.
I think it's a SAR
Okay.
thing.
It's
Okay.
just a SAR
Yeah.
thing, I think.
All
Nolly's-
right, all
when
right.
you're like showing these around and like describing them, Nolly's looking at him, sort of grimacing, and her hand touches the little scar on her head where they removed the Lizix chip that got put into her head that one time. And she's sort of like rubbing that absent-mindedly. It's like, "Ugh, I don't know about this stuff. I get a bad feeling about it. You sure it's a good idea, Yara?
I might examine it a bit before doing anything.
It's worth examining, surely. On the
For
ship
science.
for science. All right, everybody ready?
I could suppose so.
Yes,
I think so.
we're loading in. Everything is in the Tengu.
All right. You guys
Okay.
leave the SAR with the leftovers. they kind of wait for you guys to leave before swarming the facility again. And you guys take off in the Tengu.
Okay. Now that we are all in one place
Talk
with
about
many
our
explosive
feelings.
things, we should probably have the discussion now. The one
We need
that
to
Yara
repair
and
the other
Shepard
hull
wanted?
first because it didn't get like punctured through.
What got punctured through?
So how the sabotage happened was like it was literally a gremlin attack where a SAR like punctured through the window of the ship. And it's like,
Oh,
it's
Could have been
like,
doing some repairs while you guys were loading stuff in. Like maybe
Okay.
Nolly was doing the repairs and Shepard was helping load in.
You just got a big old thing of Flex Seal you're spraying on the ship.
Good, but if you want to do it that way, if not, Shepard would probably go off and go repair so that way he can heal social.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can spend a day repairing the Tengu. It'll, of course, take a day, and it'll... you can only, I think, do this check once. Before it needs to, like, go back to, like, a base, to repair.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
But otherwise, if you spend a day doing that, you will all recover all of your strain.
Yeah,
that's probably worth it.
I want my stuff back.
I think we
You
all
also
just
could
need
try and-
a rest day.
Yeah, that also means we can try and medicine people again.
All right, we can say that you guys like soar off to like the nearby moon of Lurda 1. It's a desolate planet, but you can still wear your spacesuits to get onto the Tengu and do some repairs in relative peace and quiet near the gigantic sun nearby.
Yeah, in the description of the spacesuit, it does say they come with like maglock boots, so we can have fun little scenes of like a couple of us walking around on the outside of the Tengu while it's in, low orbit.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. I'll be inside.
Sin has
Salt
created
rock is out
a
of fear.
fear. Yeah.
Even though I do have like null gravity adept and a bunch of other stuff like that.
That's all just in case this happens
prevent
again.
that. Yes.
Spent some time on the holodeck practicing in zero-G environments.
Why does your seat have 3 seat belts? Just in case.
Just in
Redundancies.
case there's a red button.
I have taken
Sin
the
pops
effort.
out from a vent.
I
Red?
painted
The
them all
obvious
blue.
less necessary effort of painting everything blue. The things that were red, I have written red in blue above them.
Yes. The pen is blue.
I have learned from my mistakes.
I love that this has been sin-proofed.
Of course, it's like they need to childproof their entire vehicle.
When it comes to the healing, did anyone need healing, or are we just gonna leave
yes.
A
that?
Thraz has a crit, surprisingly. When I took over Chris's character, he surprisingly had a crit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have a critical injury. I forgot.
I actually just increased medicine. Or I can increase mechanics if we want to put that.
I have a
Now
crit,
stick
but
it.
I'm gonna sit on it because I'm gonna brood.
I'm gonna brood on his injured knee.
Nice.
What type of crit did you have?
I flipped the dark light side token into a dark side. It was a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the
we
story
just
part
looked at,
manifesting.
my dark side flipped to a Vanta black star side.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
Dark went to extra dark.
We counted that as why you pulled a trigger on the window on DD.
Shepard would like to try to recognize the injury.
Recognize the injury,
Yeah.
As a crit.
Yeah.
I suppose. Okay.
Because
Um.
Krav hasn't said anything about it. We've been on this ship for at least a day.
I
Can
guess.
he recognize the injury?
I guess medicine would include mental medicine. So, like,
Yeah, I crashed the ship, so I'm
I
sure
guess-
I'm scuffed.
I guess make a medicine check. We'll say that it's difficulty. Well, what's the difficulty of the critical injury?
Oh well, yeah, let me.
The severity.
Let me check.
If
I
you
was
want
just looking just to see if I could notice it.
1 purple.
one purple. Mine is also one purple for when somebody wants to help heal Thraz. He's got a real stinger.
Zalden Rock, you get 7 back if you want, and you get 7 back if you want to take 2 strain. You get a little extra if you take the strain.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm specifically doing this for RP, so the reason why I want to at least recognize that Krav has an injury is to offer assistance and see if he would accept it.
Huh?
Also, when a day goes by, that's what, 1 wound clears or something like that.
One wound. Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so I
Oh,
should
right.
be at
Sin, you need a
total
bit of a
1.
tune-up, don't you?
Yes, please.
So that's difficulty 2, right? Because it's over halfway. We're not. And again, same thing. If you take 2 strain, you get a little bit of a better heal. So just a second.
So what's the better if I take the 2 strain?
You
Is it
basically
7?
get an extra heal. That's all. I haven't upgraded
Okay.
that talent too much, but still, 1 point is 1 point.
Alright, well, that puts me at none, so I'll take it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Strain was fairly easy.
Unfortunately, I don't think that triumph adds to anything.
Just
So-
a regular success.
Yeah, so you'd get 6 healing back, and you take 2 strain, or else you get 5 healing back and don't take any strain.
So does Krav accept help?
Oh no.
Okay.
I'll-
Noting that down.
I'll take the 5 healing without the additional strain.
Okay.
Wait, are we fully recovered from strain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's been a
Yeah.
full day.
Strain is full day.
Which
Healing
means you also
wounds is
get
day
1
by
wound
day.
back anyway, just from chilling all day. And Thraz, I'll just see if I can button him up.
Hooray!
Okay, I'm much
Of course,
happier with
Thraz
this.
gets the best healing out of everybody.
Also, I'm pretty sure we've been doing healing wrong at the end of an encounter wrong, but that's just my thought.
It could also be that you have a different thing because you're Titan. Like
No, I'm
maybe-
just looking at the healing list. It says end of encounter, discipline, or cool. You heal 1 strain per success, not
Yeah.
1 strain per advantage and like a wound.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
advantages do nothing. unless
Advantages
you
don't do
have
anything unless you are a Krius.
Combat veteran, which I am.
Yeah, we've
Or
all
combat.
Yeah, I have
correctly.
combat.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
recover any strain. Oh, I have to fix it now, but I didn't recover any strain because I just roll all advantages. I never get cool recovery.
Mm.
Yara doesn't have the cool for that.
Thraz doesn't either. But he gets rid of his critical injury. So. Okay. All healing has been accounted for?
I hope
Yes.
so. Our
I
chores
think so.
chores are done.
Okay. So let's see here. Damn it. So let's just say that as you guys are repairing it, you guys can talk about what happened, probably.
I think Shepard's going to take the initiative, but is going to ask Nolly. Basically wording it like, Nolly, I request your assistance, but mostly from your other half. I feel that it is essential to have information about the situation from a first-person point of view.
My other, I mean, I'm not in a relationship or anything. That's Zaldenrock. You can ask him about his other half. Although I think he's really far away.
Point your arm cannon at Nolly. All of a sudden it kicks in.
No.
When did we start talking about relationships? What?
No, I heard about that back on Arcturus.
I did not realize that Rasa was a different relationship. I assumed it was you, but not. And still
Who's-
you at the same time.
Wait, who's Rasa? Is there someone on the ship I need to meet?
Interesting. I don't
I'm not
believe
sitting
that you
here
need
for
to-
this conversation. Thraz puts his hands up and walks out.
We have
Alright.
other pressing conversations to have first. Maybe we will return to this in the future.
Yes, we will. I put myself there.
You put yourself in the future?
No, I put myself in like we'll have this conversation about the
Yeah.
quote unquote other person. This Rasa.
We will be lacking in information if we would like to have any sort of debate with Krav.
Well, that's your guys' beef.
Do you
Yeah,
not
were you
see
talk-
fault in his leadership?
Yeah. It's not great, but it's controllable.
controllable. I agree. This is a matter that should be resolved quickly, though.
Do what you must.
And you will not assist.
I don't really have anything to assist with.
Would it make you happy if I just came with you?
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
be there in case I have to break up a fight, but
Yeah, come
because
on.
that sounds fun.
What's happening?
We're fighting.
We're going
We-
to talk to the commander.
I don't think we should fight with the commander, but yes, let's go and have a discussion.
Yeah, come on, Shepard. And Nolly grabs Shepard's hand and starts tugging him over towards Croft's quarters.
Oh no,
Since
we're
the-
all gonna go around his quarters.
Let's talk about our feelings.
No, Sin was in the vent in the ceiling. Sin all of a sudden like uses the vents and goes to Krov's quarters or wherever he is located.
Beautiful.
I should be in the. I would be in the bridge because it is like a work. You know, we are working on repairs and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys walk into
Maybe
the
Yara
bridge
just
and
happens to be in the bridge too.
yeah, Thraz is like,
Sin
it sounds
knocks
like they're
on the
going
vent.
to be revealing something about Rasa or something. I didn't want to be here for it. Thank goodness I got out of that social encounter. Am I right? Oh,
Sin knocks on the vent and pokes his head out and is like, "Hello, Commander."
What's the
Sin's
report?
here.
We put a pin in the discussion about the execution of the Winnu.
Shepard
thinks
you're a bad captain.
Well, she
I-
was a
Sorry.
non-combatant.
It was a questionable decision, and I think as a team we should be more aligned.
Really? All right. I'm gonna
Yes.
go to inner comic. Anyone who has an objection to the how I handle things around here, come to the bridge now.
Yara just kind of turns around and just with and is like, shrugs.
Thraz kind of
Yes,
shrinks in his chair.
I guess I'll keep the peace.
So everyone's like, so everyone's here.
I don't have much input. I'm just making sure nobody completely kills you.
Well, I don't want to invoke violence, but I do think you should recognize some, some sort of limit. Non-combatants aren't necessarily targets for elimination. It seemed rather unnecessary.
Unnecessary, you say? If I remember correctly from the logs and the reports I've seen, this was not a non-combatant. I believe they used a seismic charge, a charge strong enough that you guys used to subdue a predator on this facility by collapsing a tunnel on them. And you say that they were a non-combatant.
They were incapacitated and unarmed. We had already stripped them of their weaponry. I mean, although I would have agreed either with leaving them on the planet themselves, that kind of isolation is kind of cruel. Didn't seem like it was necessary to take them out.
Because unnecessary. There was an objection to not bringing that person on board. Frankly, that's not a risk that I am not willing to take for this crew. Frankly, I don't trust any judgment that's being made here. You, for example, are the cause of the last um, disaster brought on by a guest that you interacted with.
That is fair. I guess I'm just saying that sometimes unnecessary force is unnecessary.
It was very necessary considering how much of a threat they were, and even when the outnumbered was it 3-1, they still deemed to escalate the violence upon themselves, along with all of you. Frankly, I am rather insulted that you do not feel grateful that I kept you safe from such a lunatic.
Shepard was the one that knocked them out. As far as I'm concerned, you were just, I don't know, performing cruelty, to be honest, Captain.
I close loose ends.
That can sometimes be concerning.
Who's the one that actively de-escalated the conflict so that we are actually away from the SAR vessel? Who's the one that actually disarmed them so that none of you were harangued while escaping with the cargo? They
To be f-
outnumbered us a 10-1. And who's the one that de-escalated the conflict?
It's
Didn't
true.
I kill the
He
leader?
Yeah, Sin technically took out the leader.
And Captain, I don't necessarily disagree with the use of lethal force when necessary, but it's not necessarily the action, but it was how it was done that I have questions about.
What is your question?
Why? From what I know and from what I've reviewed the logs, unconscious, disarmed, being carried by one of our medics and healers and a diplomat, and just being put to death. It seems it's worrying if someone isn't an asset that you would turn on them so completely.
They were not an ass. It wasn't. If we're talking about lack of assets, multiple more people will be dead. I'm talking about an active threat. Active threat that can't be trusted with any equipment on the ship. Active threat uh, that is supported by someone that I know for a fact who has caused uh, hundreds of casualties already.
And I spend a story point to sort of back add a detail to this that might make it more interesting and complicated.
what is it?
I would like to spend a story point to have Nolly recall that this was not a methodical execution, like to basically say she saw Krov shoot this person multiple times in the chest instead of just one in the head, and make it clearly
It was
looks
an
like
emotional response.
it was emotionally motivated, and therefore getting down to what was causing him to feel that way is the most important thing. That kind of thing.
Would you be okay with that, Croft?
That's
Yes,
that's what I
fine.
wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Spend
Yeah,
it.
So yeah, let me
Do
spend
it.
one.
Pick it
So
up.
yeah, Nolly pipes up sort of in a very monotone voice and explains, yeah. The event in question was not a militarily executed killing, rather there was passion behind it with multiple shots into the chest. This indicates that there's an underlying emotional issue that was causing you to be in a stress situation, and if that is not resolved, that could compromise further deployment in the battlefield.
I would know about being compromised and becoming a liability in combat situations.
Oh, you really want to speak about liability? Okay. You want to
Yes, I
speak about
do.
liability. The last time all of you had a bright decision. 233 people lie dead among the ashes as a ring around the planet. The entire planet nearly bombarded to death, caused by an international incident. It's like and you want to talk about decision making? Truly,
Yes,
like
from
you think you are qualified to tell me about decision making when I have kept all of you alive?
which I am grateful for. However, there is something that I think that I have observed of Letnev that is worth being critical of is that they're willing to do some fairly heinous things for the sake of pride or any sort of minimal strategic gain. It's not necessarily worth the cost.
Not worth the
Dark
cost.
Talon ordered the colony to be destroyed even before refugees could leave the planet. That was a
because
costly decision.
because it
And
was an open revolt, which was caused by I wonder who, and I'm gonna wave my hand to all of you guys. And it's like
desiring for freedom and
the colony.
liberation.
The colony was operating perfectly fine before
No,
you guys showed up and blew everything to smithereens.
it was a colony. People were enslaved. That doesn't mean that they were fine. Their
They
will
were
was
not
taken away,
enslaved.
their culture.
They were they 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 are citizens of the barony of Lednev.
And that is not a good way to
destroyed
live.
the sovereignty of sovereign citizens. You assaulted the planet.
Your
and the
argument
people.
is null. I would like to make note that your entire species had created an insufficient war with themselves in order to benefit, therefore creating deaths among many of your own kind. Putting blame onto us for a colony is not our fault. It is our decision.
Sorry. Because it's you speaking up, I would like to spend a story point. You wanna bring up the fact that the Letnev were captured and trying to disassemble a Titan?
I mean, on top of that, yeah, I was also going to ask the captain if I get permission for being able to act with violence in a situation that I believe there is a threat. Because that would give me permission to immediately go for his throat.
Nope. Don't do that. We're trying to de-escalate you.
But I want to
shit.
use his words against him to prove a point that he's being dumb. Because it was going to be the exact same words he used.
I think that could be good.
Okay.
I think if we do this aspect of it, I think this should be a roll of some kind.
I'm curious, like, I
Combat
think,
roll.
yeah, bringing up the fact that the Letnev were using the Titan to like benefit from, and then seeing like if the response is, oh, I'll still push back on it, then I'll roll for it. You want to do like rolls in there? I assume it's gonna happen anyway.
Okay, so you're trying to entrap him by saying, is it okay to use violence to like prevent future deaths, right?
Yeah.
I think this seems like a deception on your part, or maybe like I'm trying to word it as a social role instead of a combat one.
What is this actual role?
I think it's deception because you're trying to entrap them into commanding you to kill them.
Oh, for that specifically? Yeah. As far as like the Titan and stuff, I was gonna say that was not like an entrapment. That's just bringing up a point.
Sure. I think that the way this should work is we try a deception versus Krov's vigilance.
Okay, and see if it works. And if not, go the other one.
Remember, you can spend a story point.
Okay,
You really want this to happen,
my
don't you?
vigilance is 3 blue, 3 greens.
Okay, so that'd be 3 purple on my side.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
the D8s or the.
He said
whatever.
deception.
Ooh. So I am gonna assume that in this position, so that's a failed social check. So you do take, I'm gonna say 3 strain,
Okay.
as like an unknown emotion like rises in you for a bit. Maybe it just heats up your circuits a bit.
I would like to use a maneuver so I can just degas. Get
Okay.
rid of the strain.
Sure, you immediately get rid of the emotion.
Well, I don't think it would get rid of the emotion. It's more of like, this is a visual cue of seeing like strain
Angry.
happening.
It's the equivalent
Yeah.
of a big sigh.
Yeah.
Okay. So Krov, you hear this and you immediately recognize that Shepard is trying to say that that if it's okay to use violence, then why to prevent more deaths? That they are trying to accuse you of more deaths.
You are a threat.
You are a threat to all future, to the majority of future life. I
And
think
us
is what
currently.
Shepard is trying to do, and I guess us, if that's the intent. but you pick up on what they're putting down and don't fall for it.
Damn it.
I want to say, okay, it's not falling for it. It's more like, yeah. Because
Yeah, and what of it? Ah, fuck.
Yeah, that sounds.
There's a, like I've been through 3 campaigns. I spilled blood already. I remember every single one of my kills, and I do not regret any one of it, because I done it with purpose, not on a whim, not on a foolish notion of righteousness.
Just because you disagree with the motivation, and I mean, if you're talking about righteousness, then you're being rather self-righteous right now.
Damn straight, because I am right.
Must not have been that many if you remember them all.
Please, can that be a social thing? Please!
Zaldenrock, I spend a story point. You said that
Yeah, whatever.
out loud.
Hey, Zoldenrock, I got a question for you. What do you do with a non-combatant that isn't currently a threat?
Kill him.
Can you spend another story point to make that decision for me?
No, this is your character.
Yeah.
What do Shikrai do?
Well, I
with
did
prisoners
point the
of
gun
war?
first, but I don't know. I probably would have at least heard them out. I would hope I would hear them out first. I also don't really know what this person did in that alleyway, to be honest. I wasn't there.
I personally would have seen if we could pay for or get some payment out of them if we rescued them. Surely the
situation
Windu would
was
like to
handled
know
and
what's
under
going
control.
on.
I guess the biggest question I have here is there seems to be a little. I will be honest. We are a ragtag group of fanatics, diehards, swindlers,
Political
I don't know.
exiles.
exiles. We got
It
a bunch
looks
of different
pointedly
viewpoints.
at Krav.
As you're saying this, the camera's like panning across each character you're clearly referring to, and then it pans to Nolly, who's like waving her hand happily, and you're like,
And
the rest of us.
No, I'll say this as like an exile. You mean dead? I am.
Well,
I
hold
am
on,
dead
Krav. That's
because
kind of what I'm getting to. You in particular are one of the strangest cases because you obviously did not intend to be part of the Nomads group from the get-go. And that's part of why we're having this discussion. Why? You could have probably left at some point. I know you'd be in exile, but why are you still here?
He
His
forced you to
survivability
be in
depends on
charge
us.
of that first mission, but you've stayed here in spite of it.
Yeah, and it's only gotten worse for you in many senses. That's why I'm just like, the initial thing to infiltrate your own people, you were on board with that to a degree, and I understand going along to get along, but that's kind of what I'm concerned about. Your callousness with that last kill makes me question how, if one of we've all had our instances of danger, and you have for the most part shown your, I guess, survivability, but would you put one of us out if something happened? Or if we just inconvenienced you again?
Well, he said it at the beginning, right? He did it to protect us. That's why he's staying with us. It's a totally separate thing that he thinks that, or thought that the Winnu was a significant enough threat that it had to be neutralized, but that's why he's staying with us.
Guess I'm
He
just
thinks
trying to
we
figure
can't
out
take
his
care of-
loyalty.
He thinks we can't take care of ourselves.
I was taking care of myself before all of you people joined my life.
I mean,
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh shit, he
Let's
has an
look at
argument
you.
for me.
It's like you can take care of yourself. You say, who was in the as a merchant, as a mercantile thing, living on a luxurious space station where all mercantile activity flow. Who was in the red? Who needed to impersonate a dictator? Who thought that was a smart move to start their financial thing? It was like who needed to swindle a person out of their entire reward money. I gotta point towards Shepard to finance this entire adventure. And like you are doing fine, you say. You are nothing.
Says you.
And like it.
I don't need to explain anything. That was a minor setback. I have been on top of the world before. And
Additionally,
you...
he asked for assistance, and I willingly gave him my salary.
Exactly. It was a willing trade.
Willingly.
Look,
She
Shepard
willingly failed the check.
Shepard willingly, yeah, it's fine. You didn't know what swindling was then.
Listen, I've lived a life of luxury. I would like very much to get back there. And if you all are my way of getting there, that's fine. But I don't want to be on a crew where my captain might kill me if I look at him the wrong way, or perhaps got a little too risky. Everything involves a little bit of risk.
Anything worthwhile, that is. It will point out that
Precisely.
all of the shenanigans that have happened, there's always been a bigger reason for it. Whether that be something personal to someone or
And
trying to
also
learn some information.
community and choice, personal choice. If I were to sacrifice myself, that would be different than you making the call for me. Do you understand, Croft?
I didn't make. You- It is also to myself that the Winnu, a known threat, perishes. And this is an active threat who did not have the judgment to stop their aggression when outnumbered by 3 different people.
I
Trapped on their
am
own
not
ground.
contesting that death. I don't disagree with it. If we had a discussion, I would be inclined to agree with you. But we didn't talk about it first. And that's where my concern is.
What is it about the Winnu that makes you distrust them?
The fact that they're extremely dumb enough to threaten a bomb usage, bomb that once again I repeat was strong enough to collapse a tunnel twice over, while to achieve their own end. We don't. Someone that dumb and proactive idiocy is the worst idiocy. We've
I'm
already
speaking
had.
in broad terms. The Winnu as a race, as a culture. Not this one person. I think it goes beyond this person.
I mean,
Does Kron have a thing against the Winnu?
I mean, they're generally a territorial bunch. They claim that they own the right to
Really?
rule, but like we all know that Lednev were the first one to rebel against the Lizics, and like they were happy to just be scavengers after the entire war was over.
Nothing wrong with being a scavenger, by the way.
The individual in mind was desperately trying to ask for assistance without giving up any sort of status quo. Many of you organics who do not have very long lives seem to be scared at most interactions and tend to lead in fear, as we are witnessing currently, directing towards Krav.
I will vouch that they probably haven't had the best psychological profile given that they were isolated for such a long time.
I would also like to make mention that Krav has refused assistance for his mental profile and is deemed
obvious.
unworthy as a captain.
Counselor, what do you think? I'm going to spend another story point. Here we go. You can have it. Sin, you had time to review the Winnu datapad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There was inside of it a journal of entries detailing their time on the base, including the initial attack. The Yin attacked the base by crashing into it and blowing out the doors. It was a very sudden arrival. Dinara hid inside of the mines and blew a tunnel so that they could hide inside of it and have a means of escape that was a secret tunnel they knew about. As the Yin were attacked by Shirax, Dinara made their way back inside and found that they were being attacked by their own people. It seemed like the Yin were fighting amongst themselves for the iodinium shipments. With a few soldiers left, she was able to take out the rest with a scavenged pistol and some traps that she set with the remainder of, well, most of the remainder of her explosives. She was going to incinerate the bodies when she got around to it, but then the power finally gave out. She had to ration emergency power to the comms array. She was surviving on rations for 2 weeks. She turned on the comms array to look for passing ships, try and commandeer one if any showed up. She talks about her worries that the place would be rife for scavengers or pirates coming to look for their very valuable ore, or people angry about their lost shipments. She just assumed that anybody that have showed up would be hostile. And it looks like, at least with the SAR, she was right. But that was her general psyche from her 2 weeks of isolation in a cold, frozen environment, confined pretty much to one room with heat in it. Anyway, that's my story point.
Yeah, she did go to Stir Cavern crazy.
Well, only Sin knows this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sin sort of says, it's like, I may not be Yara, but I was able to break into the data pad, and it was her journal. She saw what happened with the Yin Brotherhood. She hid during the onslaught. She saw them fighting amongst themselves after the infection. And she had been surviving on rations for weeks. Starving and cold and in the dark. I don't think that's good for her parents. And she was scared of pirates and angry customers who were waiting for their late shipments. She was expecting hostility, and so that's how she introduced it. I don't think that's completely illogical, even though I wish she had adjusted her approach when she met Shepard.
Agreed, but that was rectified. She did go for a quite long nap, and now technically longer. It is interesting to make note that I believe Krav would have responded in a similar manner if they were in that situation. Attack first, ask questions later.
And attacking the rescuers, potential rescuers, would be a foolish decision, and the consequences would be as appropriate. The thing that I'm curious about is the fact that the Yin were fighting amongst themselves. Any clarification on the log regarding that?
Could I look at the data pad I had during this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
They're
data pad,
hot. Redirecting.
that data pad, it doesn't have like journal entries so much as it is just their like personal data pad, though it is uniquely empty and devoid of personal files. It mostly seems to involve communications and orders, like general like military communique. Though the one that sticks out to you is that that refinery was not meant for like they weren't trying to get into the refinery to take anything. They just wanted to secure the planet and secure the rest of the system. They just needed to destroy all Winu that were there. It looks like their true target was Lyrta 4. And they were to return there after they completed their mission. It notes something about a genetic research facility on Lyrta 4, which is, from your research, known for its biogenic research.
Makes sense, given what they are.
So I guess it seems like all he really found was that they had a separate objective, mostly burn this place, take it over, so they could further another one.
Sure. If you'd like,
But
you
why
can
eliminate all Winu?
they
Isn't
wanted
that
to
what you
secure
said?
the system. If you'd
burn.
like, Yara, you can attempt a science check.
Okay.
We'll say that it's difficulty 3.
Tum. I got it.
Okay. We'll just say you take a a setback, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think that's enough for a setback. I'll just say you take 1 strain instead. With your success, you note that Lyrta 4 is not just known in its genetic research, it also distributes pharmaceuticals. There's a lot of rare biogenic compounds on the swamp world of Lyrta that are useful in that sort of thing. It sends out drugs for healing lots of genetic disorders generally.
I let the party kind of know about that, why Lurta 4 was important.
So Lurta 4. Oh, okay. No, it was just covered. Isn't the far right? I was like, where's the planet? Okay, I see it.
So that's
Yeah.
still technically... So is Lurta 4 technically under Winu control right now? Or
Nope,
Yin
it is
control?
under Yin control.
Okay. So, wait. So let me go over this again. The Yin attacked this planet because they wanted to take it over so that they could secure Lurta 4 more than they already secure it?
They wanted to secure the entire system, as in solar system.
Okay.
The Winu had settled this planet and Lyrta 4, so they wanted to make sure that no one was left to oppose them in the system.
Okay, so they basically want to kick out the Winu from the system completely so they could have it.
They can
Mhm.
work
Okay.
uninterrupted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wait a minute, and wasn't one of the Yin people actually a Mahat back in that mining place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It could be that the Yin themselves are compromised and Lurta 4 is now just a big old Mahawk gene splicing facility.
Well, they were
Have
dead.
you guys encountered out of character question? Have y'all encountered the Mahawk sleeper guys? The ones who
The thralls.
are the thralls, yeah, the ones who, but
We
they
did.
look like other
On
things.
the-
Okay.
On the Shikrai vessel, maybe?
Yeah, the bird. Well, it was more like
The broken down
the
one?
zombie type of deal.
Yeah, the birds had turned into nulls, they're called.
There was the
Some
we-
people's had adventures
we
with
called
it.
out some lady in there was a little court thing or whatever, right? And one of them turned into a
That was
thrall.
on
Yeah.
Sin's adventure.
That was on Sin's adventure, so I don't know if
Ah.
anybody else knows about that.
You guys have experienced the Shikrai turning into something like this.
Oh yeah, I was on
okay,
that,
good.
so obviously I was there.
Yeah, you also are familiar with them just in general as the Mahawk.
Big scary boogeyman legend.
I'm assuming you guys
turn
have
to
told each other about it, though.
maybe mentioned
Yeah.
it a little bit. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask Gervalt a very specific question. Or I guess not Gervalt anymore.
Krav,
He's still Gerbo.
Krav.
don't dead name him.
Okay.
I mean, he's dead now, so.
Yeah, we have to keep it undercover. Krav, I guess here's my question. What do you see in your future? Because there's all sorts of different personal reasons we're here. But it does seem to be pointing to a few directions of maybe stopping some bigger things from happening. Are you hoping to just crawl into some corner, or are you hoping to get back into the graces of the what's your alien race called?
The Letnev.
Letnev.
The Letnevs, because it seems like they aren't as interested in protecting, the sanctity of life that some of the other threats are happening right now.
You don't. I was like, you don't
Sanctity
know
of life and Letnev.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Krav. From what we've seen, they kind of only care of themselves when there's the Mahawk doing their shit. There's the what's the Lysic mind virus going on? Whatever it's called.
And do you know about the teleportation technology, the cost of that?
I haven't figured out.
Oh,
No, you wouldn't
Sin-
know.
Sin
None of
is
you
the
know.
only one that knows this.
I'm sitting on this. I've been sitting on this for a while. But he's looking at Krav being like, do you know what your people have been doing in order to get the teleport technology?
No, why don't you enlighten me?
Well, I suppose my other question is, would you even care that each time one of your ships teleports, or I shouldn't say your ships, the Letnev ships teleports, it costs a life?
A life of what?
a life of someone like me.
Hmm.
Did you know?
No, I did not. Never been on an engineering crew.
It was a top secret sort of thing. Krav wouldn't have known about it, especially not after
Yeah.
his exile. Just confirming
I know.
for narrative.
Yeah.
This piques up Yara's interest for multiple reasons.
For not the right
Ooh,
reasons.
fish of you
For not the right
religion.
reasons. Do you
Wait.
This is
care?
the mad scientist thing. A little
Oh
bit.
no. Oh
Threat
no.
level assessment. Yara has increased threat level.
Do I care? It's like frankly, I don't.
Negative affection. Okay.
Shepard would like to
The
notion
meter goes
that we
down.
could make a movement to drop Krav off in the middle of a planet that seems to have some sort of substantial water source and food supply, and see if he enjoys living alone.
Krav, I cannot trust your judgment if you do not see the innate value of other living things. You cannot say that you appreciate the value of a life and get critical and self-righteous when talking about the loss of life, and then say that you do not care about. That's
I'll say this: I care about my decisions leading to the safety and prosperity of people. Your so-called righteous and caring and nurturing thoughts have actively resulted in 233 deaths.
my decisions have resulted in quite a few more deaths than that. Krav.
Yeah, and
And I'm not. But what makes a life matter to you then?
At that question, I think I'm going to spend another story point.
okay, you get no more. You get no more.
I do have no more story points. And part of that is because something has appeared on the sensors.
You're gonna take a look.
Guys, I think our lives might be the ones in question right now. I think the Yin just found us.
Shut up, Wesley. I mean, what?
Get to battle station. Well,
There is
we
a
can
Yin
shelve this for the
destroyer
moment.
that is approaching your location, along with a small contingent of fighter pilots.
Oh,
Okay.
finally, we can kill something.
Emergency evasive maneuvers. We need to get out of here quick.
All right. Should we do a retroactive mechanics check to heal the ship?
Yeah,
But yeah,
sure.
I mean, we did spend the entire day doing that, so we should.
Yeah, yeah. But we didn't actually make the
What's
roll.
the difficulty?
I'm looking that up now.
Okay.
Let's
Just
see.
here's my pips. I got 2 yellows and 2 greens. Anyone got a better pip?
I have a
Shepard?
resourceful mechanic.
What does
Talent.
that do?
Yeah.
Your character makes a mechanics check, repair system strain or hull trauma on a vehicle. They repair 1 additional, so they always repair at least 1.
Okay, but what's your pips?
It's just it's 1.
Okay,
So it's always going to be 1.
we're at half or more, so it's difficulty 2 mechanics.
It's only 1 we need repaired, or do we need more than that?
You guys, it looks like you have 18 right now.
I think I should try and go for a higher number, maybe. Is that fine?
You can of course assist.
That's fair. So what's the difficulty?
2.
Okay. You want to assist me, Shepard?
How many pips do you have?
4.
Yeah, right.
'Cause
Does that mean I
gotta
still get
start
to use my
building things.
mechanic talent?
GM,
I'm not
could they
technically
app-
rolling though.
Yeah, could they apply it?
I don't think so.
It's like +1.
Yeah.
I'll say sure.
Okay. If I get a boost, and I'll roll this out. God damn, that was a terrible roll.
Holy shit.
Ah,
You
I
heal.
mean, it was at least 1.
2 hull
You
strain.
got 2. Ah. Blank boost and just 2 advantages on those of the die.
Go down to, at least you're below half. That isn't insignificant. Speed 0. You also heal 3 hull strain. So there you go.
I
Or
also think
system strain.
Yara. I also want to do a little bit of a flashback for a second. I think Yara will put in the cybernetic eye during this day.
You spent too long doing the repairs.
Okay.
Yeah, it would take at least another day. Like,
All right.
ideally, I would probably have said that you were treating people's wounds, but I'm allowing it to be this also.
Okay.
All right. Battle stations.
Yep.
All right. Are you guys going to try to evade these guys or just engage them?
Evade, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ship
doing
is
that
pretty, but not
even-
that.
Yeah, we're close to halfway dead. So
Yeah. And this is like
Yeah.
an almost equivalent
And
ship, roughly.
Yeah, and we're on a time crunch, so let's get the fuck out of here.
You also are acutely aware of the Yin's tendency to use large projectiles, namely themselves, to ram vehicles.
Kamikaze.
Yeah, they do that. So it's very dangerous if the Yin come close to you. So let's perhaps get a clock going. Take this thing in here. I guess we'll call it an escape clock. Let's maybe get some less creepy music going. All right. You guys take off. Let's do a piloting check.
okay. Probably Nolly. Is it so just a flat piloting check?
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
So
I
it's
only asked because of the whole fly quiet ability and all that stuff.
okay. So oh, I'm not even looking at the right page. I was like, where's all the vehicle stuff? It's not on this page. Let's see. I mean, this is just to take off, so I guess it's just difficulty 1.
You got it.
Alright, a single success. So you guys take off. You get some advantages that you can spend. We could ignore environmental things. If you accelerate fast enough to get into, like, this debris field in the outer ring, then you might be able to get there and ignore the difficult terrain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright, so how fast can you make it? I think you can increase it by, what, 1?
Let me look at the rules.
It accelerates. Ship speed increases by 1 or more. It suffers
Yeah.
system strain equal to the change in speed minus 1. So you can move up 1 for free. And I think you have an ability that affects that.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a few things here. I think it makes sense for us to just gun it. And so we'll take 2 system strain to get up to max speed of 3. I think we'll do that.
Sounds good. Does this cause any system strain?
Yeah, I do. Our system strain goes up to 8, or it goes from 8 to 10 because we're accelerating from 0 to 3. So
Okay.
minus 1, 2. We take 2 system strain. The other ability I have is I can actually push this thing to above its max speed, but that requires a roll. Like, it requires doing a check. So I'll do that potentially at some other point.
All right. Let's have the Yin go then. Let's have them try to track you down with a perception check. I think that's what they're gonna do with day scanners. It's 3, I think. Yeah, I think it's 3. We'll say that they have a few people on board helping them out, so we'll give them 1 green, 2 yellows. It's difficulty 3. Are you activating any abilities or anything? Like for Fly Quiet? I don't remember how it works.
Fly quiet is also a roll. So maybe we'll just deal with that like on another turn, if we get spotted or something.
Okay. So they succeeded. But I'm going to spend their threats. It looks like, okay, you can perform a free maneuver as an incidental. That's probably the best one.
Yeah,
You
I
could
think so.
reposition. So you could maybe reposition over here.
Mhm.
Bring the other ships with you, presumably. I just assume all your ships are in a group. All right. These guys already had some speed, so they're going to move over here, and they're going to accelerate. They're going to be at speed 3 now. And they have negated your single wedge. This is going to be a 4-piece clock. All right, you guys can go. Does anybody want to do anything other than the pilot?
I mean, I could do a mechanics check to maintain more of the ship, since it's still damaged, right?
I think we said like it can only
yeah.
be done once in terms of repairs.
Yep. If you want ideas of stuff to do, you can look in the ship log area.
Can I jam their
Right.
comms?
Oh yeah.
That could work. Yeah, that would prevent them from talking to the rest of their fighters, and they might get blown off course.
Yeah. All right, it's a computers. We're going by vehicle actions.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Computers 2 to disable comms. Difficulty. Okay. At least
Yeah.
it'll buy some time.
Okay.
Ooh-a-doo.
Probably Shepard can do like boost defenses.
Where are my computers?
Only if Krav doesn't say it.
Wait, so now you're doing a mutiny?
It's not a mutiny. I just don't believe that he's a leader.
That's many of dice.
That is.
Damn, that was
so
many
that's
dice.
not right.
That doesn't seem like
Oh,
the
I
right
see.
amount.
I need to clear out my shit. I'm sorry. Reroll. Completely reroll.
Okay.
Like, how can you get like 7 dice?
Excuse me, DM. Is this allowed?
Can I have,
have a
that?
lot
This
of
one was
dice.
better.
Can I have one of those?
I
Okay,
have a lot of dice. I was also just like, that's also a lot of bad dice there.
that's true. I'm gonna give you 1 strain, and now the difficulty for them to get out of here, I think, is 5. I don't think it can go above 5. It's like your successes plus 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so it's difficulty 5 for them to unjam themselves now.
But I can only target the one big ship though, unfortunately, because I got no advantages.
Sure, but that would prevent them from giving orders. So I'm gonna say
that's still
that
good.
these fighter ships are gonna get they're gonna drift off course a little bit. They're gonna head maybe. Actually, they might just stay behind. I think they're gonna stay behind while the other ship is gonna end up moving. So I'll just immobilize them temporarily until they can get their stuff back up. Because they're investigating Lurda 1, because that's where they last learned that you guys were. Alright.
Can I do a co-pilot?
Absolutely.
Oh, I was going to offer to do okay, so I know what I'm doing next then.
You can also plot course, yeah. Thankfully, there are no setbacks in the debris field yet, because Nolly's going to be ignoring that terrain.
So that is a difficulty 2 piloting, if I'm reading it correctly.
Yeah.
Alright. Doink doink.
Dink doink.
Go piloting. Haha.
Oh. To success, to advantage, and a triumph. Let's see, how can we... You can do a free extra maneuver with that, or you can boost an ally's next check. So you could boost the pilot's check.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so now you got a boost. The triumph, you could upgrade the check. You could... I can't think of anything vital right now.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of a.
Though we
weird
could
spot.
say with your triumph that this is going to contribute 2 clicks to the escape thing.
That works.
You plot a course through the debris field that'll be very disorienting to anybody trying to follow you. All right, let's have I know we're not really in initiative order right now, or anything, but I don't think that matters too much. I'm going to have the destroyer go again. This time they're going to fire upon you guys. You guys haven't escaped yet, so they have the ability to do that. This isn't tied to anything. God damn it. That makes things difficult. Okay. Let's have them do a gunnery check. They are in short range. See. Do a similar check. Short range. Do you guys have defenses? 2, I think? Or 1? You guys have 2.
Pick the sheet.
You have 2.
Yeah, defense 2.
Okay. So they will fire. Okay. They got a success, or 2 successes, and a threat. So they're straining their ship a little bit, but they're going to deal, let's see, 2 damage with Breach 2. So 4 damage with Breach 2. You guys have 1 armor, but they're ignoring that, so they're going to deal 4 damage.
Okay, I will do the barrel roll incidental.
Okay. Sounds good to
So
me.
basically gonna move 3 of that hull damage into system strain instead.
Okay.
We'll do 1 hull trauma and 3 system strain.
I have updated your sheet. You strain as these seeker missiles zoom past you, threatening to breach, and one of them does blast a bit into your hull, singeing it. The Duranium gets like these cool tiger stripes of blast plasma residue on it, but you manage to avoid the brunt of the blast. However, you're giving it all she's got, Captain. All right, who wants a turn now?
Plot course.
Plot course sounds good. It's difficulty
3, I believe.
3 for perception, yeah.
Does Zonar already go?
Yeah, he
Yes.
co-piloted.
Okay.
Okay,
Which-
just making sure that. Wait, what the fuck?
Damn it, it's me again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I keep using the GM sheet, and I'm not used to doing that. I'll try and get another character sheet in here. You are good to go again.
Okay. I mean, I'm damn impressed that I still got a success with that.
Yeah, you guys keep doing pretty well, in spite of everything.
Can I have the first one back?
Okay, well, that's fine. You do get an advantage, so you could give a boost to the next check, or just heal a strain.
I'll give a boost to the next check.
All right. Okay. I'll let another one of you guys go. Or I could have Thraz go, potentially.
Or you can try boost defenses.
You want to do that?
If I don't do that, I don't think I can do anything else, so yes.
Okay.
So mechanics 3.
Sorry, I'm just looking for it. What is this called again? Sorry.
I don't know, this is boost defense on your thing.
times 3.
Yep,
Gain-
mechanics, difficulty 3. If successful, gain +1 defense.
Yep, cause 1 system strain to gain +1 defense for 1 round per success.
Do we have enough system strain to do this?
You have 13 out of 20 according to the blue
Okay.
bar.
Yeah. The thing is, system strain is a lot. We can just keep recovering system strain where we can only do a tiny bit of hull
Right.
damage once a day.
Yeah, hull damage is precious.
Yeah,
Yep, very precious. Didn't get it.
Hmm.
whatever.
You take a strain as you're trying to get the shields up and running. You had to disable them maybe for like testing, like while you were repairing the vehicle, and it's struggling to get them back online with all of the strain that Nolly's putting on the vehicle. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. let's have more of you guys go, and we'll say that the fighters are taking their turn investigating Lurda. Oh no, wait. We should give them a turn to try to break the communications thing. Let's do that.
Which is 5.
It is 5. It's not likely, but they can at least make the
Try.
attempt. Where are you? There, Yin combat pilot. Thank you. Finally, I have a sheet. We'll say that there's 3 of them, and we'll say they're using computers, which they don't have skills for, so it's just 3. Awesome. Difficulty 5. Don't have any story points, you guys have them all. And they failed, and they take 1 strain. I mean, that doesn't hurt them, doesn't kill them completely, but it's fine. Alright, maybe Thraz will jump in a gunnery position and take some shots. I think that's a good enough thing for him to do.
Yeah.
Where's the Tengu? Okay. I'll just do the shots from Raz's sheet. Does he have gunnery? He does, and it's that. They're 1 thing away. The helix. The ship is called a Yin Helix, by the way. I never wrote it down. It has defense 2. Okay. Whole lot of nothing. Love it when there's that much buildup. Alright, Thraz just does some suppressing fire and shoots out using one of the beam turrets towards the enemy destroyer. And who hasn't taken a turn yet?
Me. I'll just do the fire discipline leadership 3 grant boost.
Oh, okay. I was also looking at taunt.
Shoot me.
Do you want to taunt them? You can grant setback dice on their next checks.
Oh, really? It just grants setbacks. You know what? Yeah, why not?
I mean, if you're mostly facing one ship, it's probably good.
Okay,
Because then it'll affect all of them. So it's coercion
okay.
3.
Yeah, I'll set up the difficulty, right?
Yeah. You should be clean.
Okay, coercion.
Okay, that's quite a few successes. That's 5 successes. This kind of works as the opposite of fire discipline. So you can affect them plus 1 ally, plus 1 enemy per 2 successes. So you can affect up to 3 enemies.
Okay, so the fighter craft and then the main ship.
Yeah. I didn't have a thing marking it, but there are 3 fighters. We'll just put a boost or a setback on both of them.
Yay.
Okay. They got setbacks. What is your taunt as you get on comms?
It's like you can't. It's a civilian ship, and you can't even land a hit. Leave us be. You're embarrassing yourselves.
Oh man, they don't like that. I want everything firing against that vessel. Use yourselves if you have to. For the mother. For the mother! They shout out over comms at you guys. They're a little angry. Okay.
Everyone's angry at me today.
I'm gonna give you a setback, because you're a little shaken still from the argument, perhaps, and everybody kind of ganging up on you. So I'll give you a setback for that. From the
Okay,
threats.
I'll add the dice.
All right. Top the round.
All right, piloting check.
Sounds good to me. So this
got a boost.
It's going to be dangerous
Got a
driving. You have a boost. You have -2 to the DC. Your ship is silhouette 5, so dangerous driving is going to be difficulty 5 minus 2, so 3. So difficulty 3 with a boost.
My only other question was going to be, could I do fly quiet here? And would that count as, like, potentially, if it succeeds, more wedges than normal?
I think if you succeed at it, it would probably mean that you can escape the encounter. Or I'll say that because it makes you invisible, right? Until they
Yeah,
can
it is.
succeed at a check to perceive you.
Correct. You vanish from sensors and can't be located until you fire, broadcast a signal, or like make yourself aware, or until someone passes a computers versus my piloting check to find us.
I'll say on a triumph, it'll clear out all of the wedges. On a success, it'll get 1, but you'll also give you the opportunity to not be harassed and can just escape quietly. You know what I mean? Like, you have another round of them not fighting you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it just means people can't shoot, so I'm able to just find things to do.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, cool. So I got a boost. That is as an ability, difficulty 3, so I am ready to roll.
Okay. Success.
Great. I'll take it.
You clear out a strain or something, and you fly into the debris field. Since you're ignoring the terrain, there are no setbacks to any like checks or anything, but I'm going to say from your fly quiet, you make it look like you go into the debris field, but maybe you're just clinging to one of the larger nearby pieces of debris, and you've silenced the ship momentarily.
Yeah. Nice.
Alright. I'm going to say these guys are going to go now. They're going to fly here. Fly here. They can't really push the vehicle like you can, so they can't chase you all the way in there. But, I mean, not for lack of trying. They're gonna try to find you. What's the difficulty?
It is going to be a red for them.
Red, red, red. R, R, R.
Wait, I heard red.
Nope.
The
Red
dice.
alert! Happy alert!
Okay, so this is computers for them.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Difficulty. Difficulty.
They
Nope. They didn't do it. It's difficult for them to do it, but they got lots of advantages. They're hiding in the debris field, but we can't find them. Well, get somebody on that and get these comms back up. We need to talk. We need to get our people back in there. All right, they're done. Oh, they should have had a setback on that, but you know, it wouldn't affect anything.
right. Oh, and we should have another wedge.
Yes.
I think
Right.
we should be at 3 or 4.
Yeah, you should. It's hard for me to keep track of everything.
Mhm.
Okay. Because that does, like, the piloting checks and stuff do actively increase the escape meter. Krov taunting people doesn't. So. Sorry.
I am helping.
Unbelievable. It should.
Well, it should. All right. Who wants the next turn?
I have a question. So they aren't actually shooting projectiles at us yet because they can't find us.
They can't find you. They don't know where you are.
Okay, so then it's not worth me taking the
Deflect
projectile thing.
missiles.
Yeah, because I'd want to do that preemptively, but not worth it yet. Somebody else can go first.
I guess I can do just another co-pilot
Yeah.
to keep
Because
us.
they're no longer ignoring the terrain, so next round it's going to be quite
Alright.
difficult. There's going to be, I'm going to say 2 setbacks to try and navigate this place.
All right. Well, let me try to keep us on track. All right. Good.
Okay, you reduce the difficulty by 3, so his next, Nolly's next check is going to be difficulty 2.
Fantastic.
Okay, I would like to plot course, please.
Plotting a course through the debris field. Make it so.
Gee.
Womp womp.
Ah, sigh.
The debris is too dense. You can't make heads or tails of it.
Um,
And I also, the only thing I want to do is stab Krav, so I'm not
You're
focused.
a little distracted. Get us out of here! Shut up, Krav.
So we technically have hull damage right now from earlier, right?
Yeah,
That's correct.
you guys are back above your hull threshold.
Hey, since hull damage repair that you can repeat is just athletics, could I do the boost defenses, and Shepard, would you be fine with doing the what is it?
Shepard's BRB.
Manual repairs.
Yeah, manual repairs to at least slowly get it up.
I'm sure that they would be fine with that, though that is also once per encounter.
Oh, that is once per encounter?
I think so.
It doesn't, in the thingy, it doesn't say so. The damage control says so, but the manual repairs only gets you one hull per 2 successes. It's a difficulty 3 check, so it's not an easy thing to pull off, but I figure it's a little easier for them because they're big.
I'll look it up later, but for now, I guess we can say that it's repeatable. Because otherwise, you could just repeat that forever, and then not have to pay any money ever again. So I don't think that is repeatable.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to boost the defenses for now. So difficulty, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because we wanted to try that.
Ooh,
Does
shields are
that
back
actually-
online.
Okay. So we get 1 system strain and 1 defense. And what do we do with the triumph?
I don't know. Maybe I'll say that you've overclocked the defenses, so you've maybe increased them by 1 additional one.
All right.
And it's only for 1 round, I think, because there's only 1 success.
Could we say instead of an additional 1, it extends for 2 rounds?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Yeah. So
you got
we
plus
get
1
an extra
defense.
for 2 rounds.
2 rounds. We'll just
Plus 1 defense for 2 rounds, and we take a system strain.
Yep,
Yeah,
system strain is accounted for.
accounted for it. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, damn, I don't have like a... Oh, there is a shield icon. Great. Put that there, and we'll put it as... 2. Okay. We're gonna have them try to repair their stuff again. The comms, not anything you guys are doing. Difficulty 5. Okay. Somehow they have repaired their communications. They send an alert to the
damn.
fighters. Ooh, hold on. They need to have... Forgot to do it again. They need to have a setback die. Okay, so it increases their threat, but it is still a success.
Not a threat.
Their comms are back up. They command the fighters to follow them to the debris field. So next round, or this round, they'll be able to move in on their turn. I'm going to say the destroyer no longer has black dice on it. There's like 2 mini groups in there. Okay. For the 3 threats, we'll say that they take on an additional, or 4 threats. We'll say that they take on 4 system strain. They're overtaxing their computers. All right, who hasn't gone?
Shepard?
Shepard. Okay, yeah. Yara was asking you to do manual repairs.
On it.
Because
So-
it's athletics based.
An athletics 3 check.
He's drunk.
Oh, that I can do. I was
Just
looking
physically
at
mush it together.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
picturing Shepard going to a wall and just be like,
There's been a hull breach on it.
Yeah.
Just crimps the edges together.
Like aluminum foil.
pinch, like a clamp.
you said 3 for
Difficulty 3.
Yeah, it's tricky to get, but you know.
Yep.
Yeah, damn it.
Wow.
It's about right for my rolls.
Why does the
I don't
Titan
know.
always suck at rolling?
You know what? I'm just gonna slam my fist against the wall and use my ability, and it's
No,
gonna
don't. You need 2 successes.
That's 3 failures. All my failures turn to successes.
Oh, I guess
Yeah,
that works.
against all odds.
Against all odds.
Against all odds.
I crimp it together and I punch the wall, and it all falls into place perfectly.
Perfect. You guys heal 1 hull strain.
I'm
So
gonna save that for Krav. Now I can't.
At least you're not above half your threshold anymore, so it's not nothing.
You could just punch me. I will
Pacifist.
die.
You're
I will
not giving
die
me
today.
a particular reason. I want you to see the errors of your ways.
I think Thraz is going to attempt a plot course as well. They do have piloting, so they're going to do that. It's difficulty 3 to plot course? No, 2.
Also, see,
Two
that
if
would be
it's
animal
piloting.
abuse. For my zoo.
See, this is why I don't like you.
You have
Okay.
two alien races that are basically just like we're better than everything else. They need to be helped.
We just live longer. That's all.
You let them live long.
Yes, they're like
Oh, it
elves.
doesn't really say. They're implied to be elves, but you know.
Too long.
Yeah, it's I'm better than everyone else brackets menacing versus I'm better than everyone else brackets beneficent.
All right, so there are no setbacks now because Thraz was able to plot a course while Sin was faltering. And I'm not sure what to do with that triumph. I guess we're gonna upgrade Nolly's check.
Cool.
Okay. Now let's say that the fighters have altered their speed and are moving in. They're not going to spend any strain to like increase their speed much further than that, though. So they're just going to move in and remove their setback. All right. Anybody else not gone this round?
I
No?
haven't gone. Who else hasn't gone? Sin?
No, Sin tried to plot a course. I think it's just you.
Okay. Since I already taunted, I'm gonna do leadership 3 grand boost. Basically, just like just micromanage, as I usually do. Turn left, turn right.
I'm
Alrighty.
so close to stabbing you.
Yeah, no, we got it.
So close. You have no idea.
Oh yeah, no. It's like
Their work trauma just came right out into the open.
you're like was it the Sin may surprise you? It's like I know they're gonna stab me in the back. I don't know how it's gonna surprise me. Let's see, leadership 3.
So
Sin's gonna stab me in the front.
No, you managed to surprise me because I thought that we were going to end this conversation being friends. But no, you had to be a motherfucker.
Oh, no one thought that.
I also ended the conversation early, so you guys could stew on it.
We're not done with this.
We're not done with this.
So,
in that.
Krov, you can grant 2 allies a boost to their next gunnery check for your fire discipline.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Thrive was the last one shooting, and Zoldan if he wants to shoot. Yes.
Sounds good.
Actually, no. Just to be awkward, Sin and Shepard get the gunnery boost.
Okay. Maybe you're yelling at Sin, who's being ineffectual doing piloting checks. You're like, if you're not going to be of any use to us, get on the guns.
Yeah. That's
And Shepard, you're
saltworthy.
done with the hull, right? Get on the other gun. Thraz had to go plot a course to make up for your ineptitude.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
Break a gun.
Not to put words in your mouth or anything.
Friendship is
As all this is happening, Nellie's just like white knuckling the controls out of sheer stress.
Yeah.
Top of the
I
round.
don't like it.
It's the top of the round. They still haven't
Then
found you.
exhales, and you just see like red tinted like vapor like seeping from his helmet.
Dad and Dad are fighting.
Our dads are fighting. Okay.
And he gets up and in the creepiest and worst way possible moves to the gunnery thing and makes a gunnery check.
Okay, you're taking the top round. Cool. Do it up. So they are one thing away. They have defense 2, so put 2 black dice on it. So difficulty 1 with 2 black dice.
And I get a boost because of the motherfucker?
That's correct.
You do.
Excellent.
One motherfucker die.
Which didn't do me any good.
But did it feel good?
Also, no.
Also, no.
Well, you got an advantage. You could wipe off some stress.
I could.
Shooting things feels good, even if you don't hit.
No, I'm fantasizing about hitting Krov. Okay.
Yeah, we've rationalized it. All right, because Sin has revealed you guys, I'm gonna have the destroyer now go. It is going to fire towards the debris. I'm gonna say since you guys are invisible, they're going to have a worse time doing it. What were you saying, Yara?
We still have the defense boost because the last 2 turns.
That's true. Defense 2 normally, so +1. I'm gonna say because of the debris field, you also have +1 cover. So even though it's just 1 difficulty, there's 4 setback dice on this. So we will
Cross your fingers, guys.
cross our fingers.
Saying fingo.
Bingo crossed. Oh my god, they hit.
God damn it.
With
we
2
got
threats.
4 on those things.
Okay, so
They rolled well, we rolled bad.
so they're going to deal 2. They're going to deal all 4 damage to you guys again. That's 21 with their breach. The seeker missiles blast into the sides of your thing. It seems like even though they don't know where they are, they knew where the shots came from. They were able to land a hit.
Fire
Now-
at the enemy, he says. It'll be fine, he says.
They are using missiles, right? So I could use it just as projectiles this turn.
You could, if, I don't know, if somebody wanted to make a piloting check first with like a fuck ton of boosts.
That's what I was waiting for, yes.
I know that
Yeah,
it
no.
made sense for Sin to maybe
Oh, yeah.
Be
yeah,
a petty
dramatically
bitch.
be a pain.
Yeah, and for the destroyer to shoot back, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the consequence.
Yeah. But yeah, that as all this is happening, I was like, just shut up and let me fly.
I'm trying to fly here. And then Nolly gets silent, and it starts accelerating.
All right. So what is the full roll here? Is it difficulty 3 and
Difficulty
then I have
2, because
difficulty 2?
of Zaldenrock. There are no setback dice because of
Yep.
Thraz. And you have
I have
an
an
upgrade
upgrade.
because of Thraz.
Yes. Okay, cool. I'm going to use a story point to also just do another upgrade. So I'll have 2 upgrades on this.
Nolly, whoever you are, there's a hole in the debris up there. I'll keep an eye on the debris field and knock out anything in our way. Zaldenrock reports in, and Nolly, you scream off,
Thread the needle.
and yeah, explosions happen behind you as the missiles obscure your escape, and you get out of here.
Leaf on the wind.
They no longer know where you are, and they start searching the debris field ineffectually for the foreseeable future until this becomes a problem again. Congrations. End of encounter. You guys can restore stuff if you'd like.
Yay.
Nice. I mean, other than the ship, we can't really restore much.
Yeah, we can say you move like over to a different debris field. Different range band at least. Right, it's up to you guys now. You have escaped from the Yin. Do you want to leave the system, or do you want to investigate what the Yin/Mahakt might be doing on Lerta-4?
I would like to investigate.
I'd like to
That
know what the
seems-
Mahawk are doing there.
I think everybody's got a little bit of interest in dealing with our zombie
Moral
making.
obligation.
Yeah. There's enough messed up things going across this universe. We don't need another thing like that.
What would a good decision be, Krov?
To leave, considering
gonna
that
do-
the ship is damaged.
So I think we should do the opposite.
I vote for whatever he votes for.
If the ship is damaged, then we need to find a faster
yeah.
place to be able to repair
To
it.
answer your previous question, competence.
Oh, he's taking notes, huh?
Then what the fuck is your excuse? Aren't you a failed military leader?
Yeah, by succeeding in keeping you alive, which is a regretful decision, and that's why I'm rightfully dead, thanks to you people.
I can fix that.
Go for it.
What?
That's
can
not
be
something you
actually
can
dead.
fix.
I'm gonna BRB real quick for a bio break. But if you guys want
You
to, you guys can
I
role
gotta
play
step out
amongst
for a
them
bit.
yourselves. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to talk about.
I specifically requested it.
Yeah. Shepard's gonna look
BRB.
over to Sin and mention, I do not believe that fixing his situation would be beneficial to the rest of us, nor his people. At the moment that it is repaired, he will abandon us.
Sin looks over at Shepard. Exhales again. You notice the vapor is red again. Gets up and leaves.
Shepard's probably just gonna follow. Just gonna look back and kind of glow red at Krav like I'm making some, raspberry kind of face and then walk out.
I mean, at minimum, at least figuring out what the Yin's doing with the Mahawk would probably be useful to the Nomad. We could get some nice points in. Our only way out of
Hawk's
anything.
doing with the Yin.
That's fair too. But
What is your? Let me ask you for a different analysis. Since we've gotten emotional opinions, let's ask for a professional one. Hey, what's the projection for the repairs? You think you're good to? Because whatever the encounter that we just done, we're gonna experience the worst firefight when we escape. How do you picture our odds in terms of getting a clean repair and getting out of here?
I'd say low, but doable. We've managed to trick them before, and we have a habit of breaking things in a way that makes them distracted. I'd say maybe a 30% chance.
You
We've had
wanna
worse
risk it,
odds
huh?
before. I mean, as
Alright.
it's to be fair, we have all seemed to come out alive under situations that others would not have, both individually and as a group.
Rerolls for some reason.
Yara's also just saying this because she is just like, well, I should have been dead a few different times, so what's another what's another risk?
That's why
Right,
you gotta push your luck.
I'm living
Exactly.
on borrowed time already.
Like, so far Yara's just like, yeah, know what I mean? You only learn things by trying.
If we can manage to sneak our way down onto the planet, there might be some better furnishings for ship repair. If anyone stays back with the ship, they could try doing some work on it. As it stands, we managed to patch some holes during that and not take too many bad hits. So we're about where we stood when we left.
How much time do we have left before we have to rendezvous?
Well, we lost
That's a
a
good
day
question.
of repairs, so
Good question.
there's at least 1 day minus that.
It's one
I
day
think,
for repairs.
wait for Chris to come back.
I'm back.
Okay, how many days do we have left for to return?
So there was at least 1 day on Valhalla, at least 1 day in transit, at least 1 day doing repairs. So there's 3 days of travel there, I think. That's about it. So you guys have like 4 more days left.
So we have 1 day margin, is what you're saying.
Yeah, assuming
Plenty
that
of
you lollygag on your way back, you know.
Oh, because we don't take a pit
Otherwise,
stop.
it only takes like 1 more day of travel, I think. Maybe 2 days of travel to get back.
Okay, if you just ignore everything, do a straight shot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which
so there's
probably would be the wisest choice if we are going to do this
so
alert
2 days.
mission.
So basically, we have 2 days to spend on the planet without being delayed.
Yeah.
But we probably want to try and do it quickly at 1. For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Can Yara start tinkering on something to help with stealth?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. What is this? What kind of stealth are you trying to aid in?
Basically, I want to make something that, like, mechanically, if you'd let me work on something that could, like, jam comms, like, as a sort of entrance, like the ship just kind of does that almost automatically when we enter an area.
Okay. We can try
Kind of
and
similar
set
to
up.
how,
We can try and
kind of similar to
figure
how we
out.
did that on the Viking planet, except the ship can just emanate that if it needs to.
Yeah, it's not going to be a permanent thing, but you can try to see if there's a vulnerability that you can exploit.
All right.
So let's call this a. Let's call this a difficulty 4 computers check.
All right. Tinkering away.
That's a success. We'll say that maybe there's a. We'll say from
I
the
know their
threats.
frequency. That because of the interaction, maybe I know the frequencies they'd be using, and I kind of like backtrack that to kind of like be like, okay, this is what the system is saying.
You found a way to mimic their, or at least pretend that you're mimicking their frequencies so that you register as a yin ship. Their ships are all very similar, so they have very similar frequencies. However, the threats are going to be that the enemy has a boost to try to see through this.
No,
It's risky, I guess.
fair enough. I could keep it in the back pocket if we need to sneak by.
Yeah, so you can hide your ship from approach if you need to.
Okay.
Keep in mind, you also have the transit diodes. So this session, you still have the ability to teleport onto a planet from the ship.
Oh, so we could dock in space and just find a landing spot.
Yeah. It'll probably just mean like leaving Thraz behind to man the ship or something.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to leave Krav behind on the ship alone.
You'll fly away without us.
At this
That
point,
seems
yes.
that seems like you don't trust him, but I guess Thraz can stay on the ship. I didn't hear what you guys said
honestly,
while I was away.
would prefer to stay on the ship unless there's a reason. Like, no one wants to be around me, and I frankly don't want to be around them either. So I think like me being on the ship is probably actually not a bad thing.
Yeah, but I think they
Unless
want to
it's
keep
the
an eye
trust
on
is
you.
the issue, obviously.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's the problem.
trust is the issue for them.
All
right.
right. Leader usually kind of goes out with their party, huh? Leadership.
Well, leadership is useless if there's nothing to follow.
Oh no! Gasp!
Like
Yeah.
a servant who's not serving.
Oh, bleh.
That's why I never count on you.
I still offered healing.
I'll stay behind on the ship. If
Yes,
you all
yes, we
want
know
to
Thraz.
investigate, that's fine. I promise that I will not leave you behind. If you would like some assurance, here is my credit card.
You also know that you couldn't pilot the ship by yourself very well if you ever ran into any trouble.
I know, there's like 2 other ships here that I need to like corral into the gravity field. And we're in the middle of a debris field, and there's Yin after us. I will
so-
Your credit card is
maintain
worth
radio
nothing. You are in
silence.
debt.
Yep. Remember, you have the stealth device or the stealth frequency if you need to, but use it sparingly. It's basically like piggybacking on a Wi-Fi network.
Sure. Oh, is that what you wanted to do with the computers check? I thought you wanted to like hide your signal.
No, that works. I just meant like it's basically just you're like another blip on their. Okay, these people are okay, but that's kind of weird type thing.
All right. Okay. Do you guys want to go down to the planet?
Yeah, but I guess should we scan the planet first to see if there's a good spot to drop us off or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah. Is it going to be like one of them spacesuits needed environments?
The scan will tell us.
This game
Yeah.
will tell us. We'll
What's
call it-
scanning? That's perception for somebody.
That's perception, yeah.
Who's the best perception? That's in.
Sin?
Thin, probably. Mine's good, I think, but not like thin
2
worthy.
yellow, 1 green.
Oh,
That's
me
very
too.
good.
So,
That's better than mine.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
We'll say it's difficulty 2.
Oh God, I see nothing.
I see nothing.
Scanners aren't picking up much.
Yeah, should be good.
It's rather
like-
misty down there.
Mm-mm.
Thankfully, your readouts could give somebody else a boost if they wanted to attempt
Yeah,
it.
totally. Somebody.
I'll say-
I
Sin,
don't
come
think
look
there's
at this.
anything, but
I'm-
Sin, check this out.
I'm gonna say this is actually now a science check. You have the data, but you don't know how to read it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
probably better
not-
at science then. That's
I am
my
not
jam.
a sciencey person.
Okay, we'll say it's
So I have to
difficulty-
pull out my computer and start like looking up how the data works.
I'll say it's difficulty 3 now.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
I was just doing the nerdy thing and just like, okay, this making a table. Okay, this is a graph. All right, so now I have a projection of the map. Here we go.
I'm gonna say that you're gonna get a setback with those 2 threats.
Okay.
And Zaldnark, you can also spend those advantages if you want.
Oh, I don't know. What do I spend them on?
You could recover a strain and give a boost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any strain to cover, but yeah, just a boost is fine.
Okay. You can boost a specific person.
Yeah, boost Sin's. Wait, what are we saying?
Yara's
was
science.
Yeah,
Yara.
boost Yara's science to check dick then.
I thought I just did my check.
You did. But you can do a boost if you want, I guess. Maybe it'll get rid of the
Yeah, maybe
threats.
cancel out the threats.
How do I just roll that?
Oh,
Oh, I just clear the dice pool and
then-
add a.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay, then you take 1 strain
one threat.
instead.
Okay.
So from your science check, you discover that the planet is mostly uninhabited at its poles. There, it's kind of like a frozen waste. It looks like the most impressive biological features are on like a intercontinental landmass. Like it covers the entire planet, and it's mostly wetlands and swamps towards the middle of the equator, where it gets kind of in a tropical climate zone.
Perfect.
There's a dense like atmosphere that looms over the whole place. It does have breathable air, but there are a lot of biological compounds in the air. There's a high chance of disease if you're not too careful.
Maybe like a breather mask would be needed. or
Biologics, you probably want a spacesuit or a breather mask or something.
But
With the
otherwise,
swamp.
temperate zone. Just as long as you have some sort of gas mask or breather
Yeah.
source of
We're in
oxygen, you're
Florida.
fine.
I just
Yes,
wanna
it's
be-
Florida.
Oh,
Can't believe
God.
we
Caleb.
are going to the
No.
Florida planet.
Otherwise known as Caleb.
Why are there all these alligators everywhere?
All right.
That's what
Just
you
wear
pick
my
up.
Spacesuit.
You do find that they have a few research facilities. It looks like the Yin ships that landed on the planet are nearby a particular one.
I think we found a target. What is the name of the thing we got again? Teleports us?
The transit diodes.
Okay.
A transporter.
Captain.
Does that allow the transportation of our mech? Or of the Wrangler thingy? What do we get?
Good question. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it only
Okay.
transports. I'm gonna say for the imagination, so that we can all collectively imagine it as the same sort of thing. It's like the transporter in Star Trek. It's like a platform.
You
I-
stand on it, and there's a little wiggly, sparkly thing.
Yeah. Although I think I did canonically say at the beginning of the campaign that all teleportation is actually done via wormhole. So I'm going to say that it makes a wormhole and then it draws it up over the platform.
Oh, I was gonna say you get like game show eliminated, where a hole just opens up and you fall into it.
Oh god, this sounds horrible.
Hope the coordinates were right.
Beaming you down. Wait, beaming me down doesn't work.
At least it's better than Galaxy Quest goo.
Oh god.
Only goo involved if you want it to be. Okay. You find a safe place to teleport onto the planet. You guys all ready?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Zoldenrock.
Yes.
Something else to know about the Letnev with the diplomatic mission that I was on back in Mechatol.
Mm-hmm.
Zoldenrock was there. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to...
It's two Zoldenrock.
Yeah,
Was
I'm
that
speaking.
their personal mission that we did?
Yeah, it was the personal mission.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
Letnev chose and sided with the Hawk.
Ooh.
Yep.
Eh.
Did they? Yeah,
Yes.
they did, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
'Cause they wanted
in a
technology.
way.
In a way. They enabled.
They enabled. They were the ones who consented to be turned into thralls. They actively chose the Mahakt to side with the Mahakt.
Neat.
They might not have known what happened to them upon
probably
agreeing
not,
to that, but they did
Yeah.
side with the Mahawk.
Being made into a thrall, getting turned into a spore carrier. People do things they don't really know the consequences of all the time.
For power.
Or
Yep.
for curiosity.
And it's a stupid thing. Bad decisions.
They all did they all die?
They did, I think.
Good.
I thought one of them got away.
Oh, one of them might have teleported away, but either way, they
Yeah,
didn't get
I
away
made
with
sure
it.
of it.
My response is if they all died, it's like, good. Foolish decision gets foolish consequences.
I was saying this specifically to Zoldenrock.
Yeah, that's why I was like Zoldenrock was
Yeah,
there.
because I was actually there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Letnev kind of make terrible decisions in everything they do.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Letnev haters anonymous.
But
Not anonymous.
So
They're
did the
very
Sheik,
public
right?
about it.
Right, quite anonymous, yeah.
so do the Shikrai, and in the past, Cruz. And
Yes,
all of us
indeed.
can be to blame.
The cruise.
I'm mostly thinking about moving forward. And, well, I trust your
You-
judgment, and I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Is Shepard also present?
Yeah, you're all at least
Let
sort of
us-
nearby. I'll say that you guys appear on the planet, right?
We pee.
You take a piss, I guess. Sin follows Zoldenrock to watch this out of curiosity, I
I-
guess.
What?
Um,
Privacy.
so you're
It's the
removing
bathroom,
part
the
of
bathroom
yourself?
question.
Anyway.
No. What? Ponfar?
So, you arrive on the planet. Even through your breathing apparatus, there's a stench about the place. It smells very pungent and fertile. The whole place is filled with a dense green mist or teal hue. In the sky, you can see the sun is kind of low over the horizon as it goes into nighttime. You can see some Yin ships in the distance. You teleported a fairly good distance away to make sure that you weren't spotted. It looks like there's a harvesting vehicle that's maneuvering around, stomping around on various plant life and soaking up these large succulent leaves that are teal and with red stripes, and they're just sucking them into this vat on the back of this mech. It looks like that Yin are piloting the vehicle. You can see them sticking out of the back with their bald head visible, and they have a breathing mask of their own. They haven't spotted you
farmer
guys
hats.
initially. No hats. they bear themselves to their mother god.
Your mother dog. All right.
Are we attempting to avoid?
So that's their light. Okay. Yeah, I think we should probably. Oh, I think we should probably sneak by them.
I
I
can
don't really
attempt.
feel like fighting a mech right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Should I make like? Obviously, it'll be a stealth check at some point, but is there some type of like survival check I can make to try to like point out the best like route to take?
Sure. I could give you a survival check to try to maybe provide
Help.
Yeah, we can say that it kind of acts like the firing discipline, but with survival, as you like direct people to gunnery points and stuff.
All right. So what's the difficulty?
We'll say it's difficulty 3.
Is it? All right. I got there.
Okay, so you can at least provide a boost to one person.
All right. Well, take it, Shepard, because I know you're loud.
All right.
Loud seems to be maybe not the problem here. I could pretend to be a mech.
I was gonna say, if we're trying to sneak through, we could do like a guided sneak where like someone leads the sneaking roll. I know we've done that before.
Yeah, we could do
Are
that.
we blazing?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, then Sin can probably
Yeah, we definitely done that.
lead it.
before.
Yeah,
I'm
Sin
not
could
bad
probably
at
lead
it, but they're
Yeah.
probably better at it.
And Nolly can help because Nolly has a couple ranks in stealth and the covert armored skin, so that I feel like qualifies as helping ability.
Sure. We could Okay. Yeah. I don't. This is hard to, because you're all doing this role, but you all could theoretically help each other and give each other a boost.
Right, yeah, we could just like domino roll and everyone just throws a boost down the chain.
Yeah. So, I'm just gonna say that that's gonna just negate it, but we'll say that Zaldenrock has given everybody one boost for this roll. Why don't we just say that? All right.
Okay, and everyone's rolling survival. Everyone's rolling stealth now.
Yes, and Sin can lead this check. So Sin's is the one we're going to look at, and it might incur strain based on how well everybody else does. Everybody gets a boost thanks to Zaldenrock's keen eyes in this swampy environment.
And
what's
what's
the-
the,
I also get
Top of my other boost?
No, this is just
No,
gonna be
that
on
was
top.
we changed it.
Yeah,
What's the difficulty?
Yeah.
we're gonna say the difficulty is. Oh, hold on. Why don't I just look at a dude? What is their vigilance?
That's what you're into, man.
All right.
No, not just a dude, a bald, gross-looking dude.
Yeah, a bald,
Ugh.
gross-looking dude. I'm not into this dude. I don't think many people are, except if somebody, God forbid, if somebody else in the world was exactly like this person, they'd probably be into them. They're all clones, this species.
Okay.
Sorry, that was the joke. Okay, it's difficulty 3, because they have pretty good vigilance. And everybody's going to get a boost from Zaldenrock. I'm also going to give everybody a boost because of the dense fog and atmosphere.
okay, so 2 boosts.
Yes,
difficulty
2B.
3.
2 boost to difficulty 3.
Ah, I fail.
Just-
Hey,
that
somehow
work.
succeeded.
Nolly didn't fail.
Yeah, no,
Notably,
well, my roll
Shepard also
didn't
didn't
work.
fail.
Well, my roll didn't. I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, nothing happened. Okay,
There we
this is
go.
Weird. These rolls are weird.
'Cause there were just 2 boosts in there. Like I didn't have any greens or anything.
Okay.
I'm
So-
surprised Yara got a success.
So, the only person that actually failed was Krav. So,
Mm-hmm.
now, I don't mean to say that the dice tell a story or anything, but Sin, Krav is stressing you out. You take 1 strain.
That's great.
The dice do tell the story.
In fact, you're also going to take an additional one because of the threat that you got.
Okay.
Shepard, you're going to take a strain. Nolly, you're going to take a... No, wait, that was not your real roll. Okay, so just Shepard takes a strain. Zaldenrock, you also take a strain.
Yeah, I kind of...
Everybody gets some strain.
I succeeded the best, but also at a cost.
Yeah, you're trying to keep an extra eye out to
For
help
everyone.
people along.
He's herding cats.
But otherwise, you
And
guys...
a dog.
You guys pass underneath...
The dog did fine.
Oh, yeah. You guys pass underneath the mech, harvesting all of these local flora, and made it past. You made it past my light mech farming puzzle.
Did anyone try? Did anyone try to identify the local flora yet?
I would like to. I wanted to collect samples.
That seems like something Shepard would do.
Stick your hand in the slime mold.
Oh,
Make
look.
make a herbalism check. I mean, make a science check.
Would you want me to do it for you?
No.
I think this is Shepard's
Okay.
thing.
That's...
I don't want to automatically succeed. I want to play with the plant.
Brings on a whole new virus onto the ship.
Look at this
No, you have
moss
already done that.
meathead.
If anything, yeah, Yara brought that onto the ship. Shepard was doing fine with all the mold that they were keeping in the hull plating.
Is science underneath knowledge, or is it something different?
It's a knowledge skill,
custom
so
skill.
if you don't have it, then it's just
Just
intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be, I mean, it's hard to identify, so I'll call it hard. Difficulty 3.
Oh, use a story point. Because I can. Fuck.
I haven't
Smush
seen
the plant
anything
in your
like
hands.
it.
Well, I'm keeping it. It's mine now.
Did
And
a
it's-
story point work in that?
It doesn't look like it
Did it?
did.
Did it like upgrade anything? Because it just looks like 2 green. I don't know.
No.
Did you apply an
I think
upgrade?
you just said you spent it and didn't adjust any of
Yeah.
the modifiers, did you?
I mean, I
Simply
spent
by
it and just
firing it.
did what I normally do, and it usually adds it to it.
Did you remove your cursor from the upgrade part?
Probably not.
Roll
That'll
again.
do it.
At
Or I
least
can
once
just do
every
that.
session.
Perfect.
It's not how the upgrade works.
It's a
Yeah.
boost.
It upgrades the green die into a yellow die, which is arguably better.
True.
More better.
Try re-rolling if you can.
I'm just re-rolling it manually.
Yeah,
There
that'll
we
do
go.
it.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
there you go.
You take a strain, first of all.
What is this?
That was very stressful.
Yeah. We'll say that you stay behind for a second. Maybe you get a little too close to the mech, and that's why you almost failed your stealth check. And you steal some stuff out of their like storage. There's like a large, maybe like steel netting or cable netting that's holding all of these plants cautiously and gingerly in the massive mech on its back. You breach the basket and like pull some stuff out to get some samples. The
Samples.
yeah, we'll call them Lurtifor plant sample. That was to identify it as well. So actually, yeah, you should learn more than that. The plant is called Lavenor. And it has several pharmaceutical benefits. It has a lot of like numbing qualities, like anesthetic qualities. It can relax certain like muscles and stuff, but it also can, if treated with the right chemicals, probably affect somebody's genetic sequencing and stem cells. It doesn't do so by itself normally, but if the right things were applied to it, it probably could, and it has in other pharmaceuticals that you know of.
Noted.
You take the
Like Resident
Lavenor
Evil.
plants and put them in your bag or something.
It's the red herb in Resident Evil. It doesn't do
Yeah.
anything by itself.
You put it in your attaché case.
I have to place it
In-
specifically.
In the misopportune spot. A yin comes out. Why is your case like that? Why did you move the handgun?
L2 bumper. L2 bumper. Anyway, that's been noted. Yeah, neat.
Duly noted. You head towards the facility. Say that you go on up here. It's a facility that's like standing on a bunch of stilts, and it looks like it has like an extendable ramp that comes out to enter it. There are yin guarding the entrance. It looks like they have soldiers here, heavily guarding the place. It looks like they don't want visitors. There might be other entrances, but there is only one main entrance with a ramp large enough to permit entry of the mechs.
Is there cameras or any sort of like surveillance that are around besides the guards?
It looks like there might be surveillance. It looks like standard security though, not necessarily like hyper government surveillance or anything.
Mhm.
But yeah, there are surveillance cameras.
Okay.
And we'll say lights that are like shining out, especially now that the sun's going down.
Well, there goes my I was gonna suggest that we just toss a rock in the opposite direction to make them chase it, so that won't work.
What was
Might-
that?
Right.
It might work in conjunction if somebody
Shoots out the lights and the camera.
without the lights and the cameras.
No, I can do that. I can shoot things.
I mean, we could try and
You
do
shoot
that.
things quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah. do
Unless
I
we have a
have-
better
oh,
idea.
well, I do have my bow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
accurate. Well, actually, I don't think it has the accurate property, but either way, that could work.
As he shoots
Alright.
a bow, the bow makes a meow sound.
It makes one of those
Wait.
hyper whistles.
All right.
Whistle.
So
you want to
those
try
Nerf
that?
balls back in the day?
Yeah,
Yeah. What's
do you want-
the difficulty?
We'll say since it's such a small target,
Are we
and
gonna
you're
try
doing
and yeet a rock first, or are we just gonna take out the cameras first?
well.
A
If you
giant
yeet a
arrow
rock,
might
if
be
you
a
yeet a
little-
rock and then an arrow doesn't take out the thing, then you've wasted the distraction probably. That's my opinion, though. You guys can do what you want.
No, I
wasted
agree that we should.
distraction?
I agree that we should wait and see if the camera shooting is successful before we choose to do anything else. But something that Nelly was going to maybe mention is perhaps she and or Sin could try and find the other entrance first. It could be that this is the only way in, but
Is
they
there
could
another
go scouting.
entrance?
We could sit hunker down, yeah.
Well, I said that there might be another entrance. but,
Might.
Okay.
But if you
I'll
want to do
scout.
like actual checking, then yeah, we can wait.
I'll scout.
Okay. You do have spider climb, so you could feasibly
Yep.
climb around the thing, even though it's on stilts.
Mhm.
All right. Let's have you make a. Oh, I don't know. Coordination check to avoid the cycles of the cameras.
Okie doke. Even with invisibility?
They might pick up something, I guess.
Okay.
You don't know if they scan
what's
for everything.
The difficulty?
We'll call it difficulty 2. And we'll say that your suit does give you bonuses as if this was a stealth check.
Okay. So it gives me the 2 automatic successes that it would for a stealth check, but I'm
Yeah.
rolling coordination.
Yeah. Well, that looks like a success. You shift around the cameras, and it looks like you have found some vents that are cleaning the air for the inside of the facility. You could at least get in there since you are able to do this climbing activity, but it doesn't look like there's any other way for other people to get in.
Vent access for myself, but I think the rest of you would have issues with this. Where you currently are is your best bet.
Could you engage internally and be able to stop any sort of security alarms?
I will endeavor to do my best. Same
Sounds
as
like-
infiltrating.
Go for it.
Looks like we're on shoot out the cameras and lights and try to walk in the front door.
Affirmative.
Right? Zoldenrock.
Difficulty.
I'm gonna need difficulty 3. One
Can I
set.
somehow give Zoldenrock a boost?
I'm not sure
over
how
there.
you can help.
No,
I could see that.
He can,
I was
he
going
can give
to-
himself boosts for aiming.
that's fine.
Yeah, I
was
can
thinking like
aim.
an actual boosty boost, like also pick him up so he can aim at a higher
Oh, that
yeah.
would distract me, I think.
No, it's you. You like Titanic. You wrap your arms around as he's like pulling the bow.
And then Zoldenrock T-poses as he shoots.
Yeah! I hold out my Zoldenrock to shoot!
All right, next
Little
time,
bean arms.
Allie, you're at the archer range, we're gonna have somebody that's bigger than you just
Pick me up.
hold you up and see how well you can shoot that arrow.
Well, they might have an elbow in their face, but we'll try.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so I aim, and then difficulty 3. Okay, so I think we're good.
Also a setback, I was gonna say, for
setback.
the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's thick. Are you kidding me? It's almost the end of the session. Why didn't I use my fucking thing? Whatever.
Good question.
Should have taken the boost. Should have T-posed.
I should have. All right. Well, I fail, but at least I don't think it's loud. At least. Unless
Here's
it
the
hit
thing.
something.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that you missed.
Of course. Yeah.
the-
Understandably.
The yin turn around and go, "Did you hear something?" I'm gonna give a boost
No.
to the distraction.
Yes.
That's you, Shepard.
I don't know if you want to do it right now, but maybe Zoldenrock can at least take aim while they're distracted.
The rock?
Yeah, you have a boost because they are
Take your
confused.
time.
Hmm.
We did this all for you.
Boulder.
I didn't know what the rock was for, so
It like in any like spy movie, you toss a rock to the side, distract the people, they run to go look to see what the noise is.
yeah, I've played Far Cry 3.
Okay.
I thought this was a Kingdom Hearts mechanic.
It's something mechanic.
The Heartless are stupid.
Well, if it's not an actual attack, what would you want me to roll? Athletics?
Yeah, we'll call it athletics.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 3, because that's their vigilance, I guess.
Yeet the rock. Oh yeah.
Holy shit, that was good.
You
It's too far.
You accidentally throw it into the stratosphere. We see it burning up. That's what's exiting the
They don't
atmosphere.
even
We-
notice.
We all just look, and I'm like,
All right,
1 second. Just wait.
Shepard, throw a rock.
Wow.
Who said? I threw it up real high, and just waiting for it to come down.
Gonna kill one of them.
There's a large blast from nearby, and the yin decide to go investigate. Let's actually get them on
Oh
screen.
my god, the Hulk gif.
Oh no. So the yin sees this explosion, and they're like, "What was that? You two go investigate." One of them stays behind and is more alert now. But they've split their company, so there's only one minion left.
So we just gotta do real good at taking out that one minion.
And of course the cameras are still operational.
That too, yeah.
So does that mean they're distracted and I can try again to hit the cameras?
Yeah.
Is that
Uh,
determined?
Yeah. Does somebody else want to try and sneak up behind them? Or
Yeah, like somebody
something?
that sneaks.
Yeah, I mean, Nolly could do some sneaking, I suppose.
Okay.
Go sneak.
Nolly crouches near some crates filled with plant
Oh, wow.
material nearby.
Russ would be better.
Actually, no, she literally wouldn't.
Oh,
Because Rasa is only good at precisely 3 skills, and she is worse at every other skill by 1 rank.
Yeah.
She has 4 ranks and 3 skills each. Okay, so I'm going to spend a story point to upgrade this, and then I'm going to roll a stealth roll. What's the difficulty? 3?
Yeah, difficulty 3.
Okay. Make sure I've got my upgrade in there. Difficulty 3. Okay. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. That is a triumph. I'll say that you can you can spend triumphs how you want, but I assume you could upgrade your next combat check and take a strain
Yeah.
from the threat.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Zolnrock, do you want to take another shot?
See. So it is. All right. Difficulty was 3, right? 1 setback, aim, 1 boost, and then. Am I able to use that story point, or did he use it in that turn or whatever? That's not how that works, right?
That's not how that works. You can use a
no, it
story
isn't.
point whenever you want.
Yeah, I use it. It's only if you use it during my turn, then I can't. Okay.
If you can't use 2 story points to upgrade different sides of
Right.
the same roll.
Right. Okay. Well, then I'll do that. I'll do my avian agility to do 2 successes and 2 advantages. That's 22. That's not 2S, and that's more like what we're talking about.
Yep.
I rapid
That's-
fire them and
That's a
hit
hit.
them all.
How do you want to spend that triumph, I guess? In fact, I'll say that you take out the one camera, but you also take out the light next to it.
All right, sick.
Little ricochet action.
Yeah. It's now dark. Nolly, you have a boost, and I'll say that you have a upgrade and a boost from the darkness.
Okay, in addition to the upgrade I gave myself with the Triumph before, so 2 upgrades.
1 upgrade, 1 boost.
Okay, the boost is from the darkness. Okay. Alright, and this is to, like, take out the person that I'm, like, snuck behind?
Sure is.
Okay.
They have no
cool.
defenses, so just soak.
Okay,
It's difficulty
and-
2 for melee.
Yep. Alright, sweet. Okay, I think this is still all keyed in correctly. Let's go for it.
Yep.
Right.
That's good. Their soak is 4. So they soak up that. They take 6 damage. 6 is enough to kill this guy.
Specifically what she does, because this is the Veribri with like the force booster jets on it, she grabs them by the waist and the little jets fire and just suplexes them.
Fantastic.
They both out?
Just the one guy that was left.
No.
Nice.
So the way is clear. And this guy's been
I
knocked
wanna-
out.
I want to examine the body.
We don't have time.
I can do it quickly.
All right, well, you do it quickly. We're gonna go inside.
Why would you do that? It just takes a second.
Well,
Examining a body doesn't take just a
Yeah.
second.
yeah.
If I'm trying to just see if there's a key card or something.
All right, gonna pat him down for a key card.
Let's
Yeah.
call this a perception check.
Okay.
And we'll say it's difficulty 2.
Oh, whoops, yeah, forgot that part.
Oh, I succeeded!
I got the part. I did better.
Fair enough.
Does he have a key card?
I'm going to say that you do something vital in the encounter and you find a key card.
Hell yeah. See? Sea Shepherd?
And I'm going to say you found 50 ore.
Sure, okay. He was
From
going to
now-
use that for his lunch.
From now on, I'm kind of like treating extra successes and looting bodies as extra ore.
Okay. Hey, a key card's useful.
Yeah, I realized I haven't been giving you guys lots of ore in general, so...
Because Yara can just have investment. It's just free money.
I could just sell plants, so free money.
Yeah, technically you guys do have a production biome that gives you free money every session.
500 away.
All right, let's go ahead.
All
Can I
right,
use the key card on the door? Is
you
it
guys,
locked?
you guys head into the facility, and you would normally need skullduggery, but the key card lets you in.
Hell yeah!
Beep boop beep boop bop. Beep
I got one of those chips in it.
boop boop bop. You head inside the genetic research facility. Inside, you see more material storage, more of those strange succulent plants, the teal ones with the red stripes. More of the what?
Can I make one note?
What?
Carrying that body inside so it's not outside for the other two to find.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
huck it over your
there's
shoulder.
a locker. There's a locker off to the side. You stand them up in.
Yep.
Yeah, surely they went off to investigate the malfunction with the lights. But yeah, there's
Anyway,
more
let's
of those Lavenor plants everywhere. The place is fairly populated. There's a bunch of workers running around. They don't really need breathing masks on, but they still have them on in this facility. They aren't wearing as much gear either. But all of them are wearing these special protective gowns, probably to keep themselves from getting contaminants or something. Though their heads are perfectly clear, besides the breathing masks. You can see all their bald, ugly faces. Though some are wearing hoods, the ones that are engaged with any machinery.
Nice.
We have grenades. What you guys want to do?
Let's investigate by grenade.
Grenades.
I also have Sin on the inside too.
Yep. Sin. Yeah, that's also accurate. You break your way inside. We'll say that you have made it into a testing facility. It's another room in this structure. There's a big thing on the wall, but you're not sure if you can read Winu. Can we get a lore check or culture check? That's what it is.
Oh no, if only we had a Winu to read the Winu.
Hey, whatever, man.
Oh, we can't weed Winu. I only have knowledge lore. I don't have culture.
Oh, I
Either
have
way,
knowledge culture.
this is a sin only check.
It's just a basic knowledge check if I have
Otherwise,
none
yeah.
of those.
So we're gonna call this difficulty 2. Probably similar to Lazak's, so I wouldn't call it hard. Okay. It takes you maybe a little longer than normal, so I'll give you a setback.
Oh, since on the wall, they're upside down. It's like they can't read it.
Oh.
Their heads like, oh.
The head
I was
rotates
reading
upside
upside
down. Oh, yeah. You've intuited that this must be, that it must read chromatography. It looks like they're testing, pHs and other things in here. There's a bunch of test tubes all around all the tables, and several yin are carefully monitoring the results on computers nearby. In fact, let's get some more yins going. We can
Ugh.
rank them down a bit, so we don't have to see
Please do.
that. Please.
I don't want to see that.
Oh, revolting.
Ugh.
Hey, they have a genetic disease. All right, it affects about 75% of their people.
He's
We'll
like
say that
the
there's 2 minions near Sin. We'll put Sin separate
butler
from the
from
rest of you
Nintendo
guys.
64 Tomb Raider.
But for the rest of you, there's 5 or so of them milling about the facility.
So this is all chromosome stuff?
It's chromatography. They're testing they're testing the whatever
What's
they're
the pH
creating
level?
here. Yeah, mostly
Quality?
pH stuff.
Hmm. Okay, so nothing I'm interested in. Going to keep going.
Seems like nerd stuff.
Nerd shit.
Nerd
Get
shit.
me out of here. In that case,
just huck a loogie into one of the test tubes before you go.
I don't think they have a loogie.
some vapors. You find another baby like version of Sin show up later on.
You vape into it.
I mean, it's the end of the session, and we have a shit ton of story points, so I can use a story point and use gaseous awareness or ethereal awareness and get a good idea of all the surrounding labs and
Oh, maybe you can figure out a way for us to
systems.
connect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Give me the deets.
You spread out your awareness to the rest of the facility, your gaseous form leaking out from your innate armor and spreading through every vent, crack, and crevice. You become distinctly aware. There are probably a dozen and a half maybe of yin folks that are moving around here. They all read as almost perfectly identical to you, which understandable. They're all clones. But they're also mostly all wearing gowns. It doesn't look like there are too many soldiers left in the facility. You see that there are like large vats in in a larger room nearer to where your allies are. You can recognize them immediately. It looks like there's another sort of lab facility, but it has more intricate devices in it. And another room with a bunch of vats. Then there's another room at the back of the facility that it looks like it has large crates and masses of vials within it. There's also a room close to the players, to the rest of the crew. It looks like a closet of some sort, and it has a bunch of gowns in it that are hanging up on racks.
For how much good that'll do for a bunch of people who can't pass as clones, but I will let them know. There's gowns and some materials in the closet nearby your location.
Sin, also nearby, one of the yin folks kind of speaks in the common tongue. And they go, there's something unusual going on. I'm seeing that too. And they are tapping on the vials. Some sort of gas. It's been introduced. We should probably do something about that. Get somebody to check the vents. And one of the brothers of Yin walks off.
Oh no.
It seems like they were testing for the air quality here, and you have tipped them off with your exhalation.
Oh, no.
I am a fart on the wind.
Well,
Well, good. I
one-
contaminated their samples, so whatever. I'm moving on.
We
That's
found
fine.
the one place where they check the vents.
Yeah. So the rest of you guys just standing around in a circle?
Pretty much.
I
Where
can't
do you
look
wanna
at
crawl?
Well, I mean, fitting in the suits is nice and all, but we also will not look like Yin. So
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
will not look like Yin. I don't think many of them have beaks.
Some of them
I
have
mean,
hoods. You could at least
skin. It needs more than just outfit. It needs skin and things like that because they have blotchy skin and such.
I mean, if they
if so-
see from behind and they just see the outfit and they don't see your skin or anything, you guys can maybe get away with a deception.
But they have masks, don't they?
yeah, Nolly at least, she brought along a breather mask, so if one of these has a hood, she could put that on and maybe try
Yeah.
to pass as a short
Yeah,
Yin.
Nolly can do it because she's a human, and she's bald.
there are
That's
hoods to the
short-haired.
gowns. Not all of the Yin have their hoods up, but the ones nearer to the devices do.
I mean,
I
I'll
just
try
wanna
it.
Find a console. Anything
your
to get
beak
into their
down.
system.
All right. So you guys go in and try to disguise yourselves.
They dress up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel
I
like
mean, if
this
this
should
is
be
a
a
pride
check of
closet-
some sort, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's deception.
Fashion.
fashion check.
Skullduggery.
I think skullduggery probably works here.
You never use that. Might as well.
Yeah, we don't use it very often. Why don't we do a group skullduggery check? Who wants to lead it in the mini group? It's going to be difficulty 3 because it's still going to be against their vigilance.
I think it'd
I'm
be
gonna
so
say-
funny if Shepard led it, but please don't.
I'm going to say Nolly can lead it, and I'm going to use a story point to use adaptable, so I get to roll whatever skill I want.
Nah, I did nothing.
Okay, difficulty 3, we said?
Yep, and you're leading it.
All right, I'm going to choose to roll discipline for this.
God damn it.
That's a success. That's all we needed. So,
No, it's getting really stressed out.
understandably, all the non-humans are stressing out about their stuff.
You think?
Is this how I do skullduggery? Is this correct?
Am I doing it correctly? Shepard puts the gown on and it rips as the shoulders go into it.
Yara's
the
being
head
man
goes
best
into
friend
it?
by not making it worse.
Nolly's putting a few extra gowns over Shepard. Maybe you should be a crate.
I'm curious if they got any cleaning supplies or something in here. Because if they got all this medical stuff, just having something to fuck with it might be useful.
There might be cleaning supplies in here. I would say that's totally something doable. I would say it costs a story point.
I'll be fine. If we have like bleach or something just to fuck with their stuff if we need to in a pinch, that'd be nice. Just pour bleach in their like mutation vat.
Anyway, let's resolve the rest of this. So
Yes.
that's gonna be 3 stress to Nolly plus 1 for the threat that you rolled. So 4.
Okey-doke.
Zaldenrock and Shepard, you each get a stress. Strain.
Okay.
Interchangeable. I'm gonna hide these fellows. They're outside. Alright, so you guys are sort of hidden. Maybe Shepard is hiding, as a device on a pallet jack or something.
Yeah, like one of the crates full of vials. We took all the vials out of it, and Shepard's crouched inside or something.
Maybe Zaldenrock is in another one because he's got the beak, so it's a bit harder to. At least Yara could hide the snout under a breather mask or something.
I'm facing away from the door with the thing on my back, like I have the hood up.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Yeah, cool. So just three yin scientists pushing a couple boxes around.
One of the
You
yin
came out wrong. That's why I'm a little bit more stout.
One of the yin gives you a weird look, and Nolly is just like, "Hey, what are you looking at?" And then they kind of just shrug and go back to what they were doing. Defect, he just says under his breath.
We're just the reject group.
Yeah.
The bad batch.
Everybody was made a little too warm when the pod opened.
All right.
Baking soda.
Do you guys want to try to do a culture check?
Yeah.
To read the signs in the facility?
Yeah.
Okay, Shepard, go for it. You peek out from underneath the crate.
What's my thing?
Oh, my apologies. Difficulty 2. I'm saying that their language is the Winu language from the facility that was taken over is probably very close to the ancient Lazak's tongue. You get an advantage, so you could boost somebody else or boost the next
You know what?
check.
Because this is the last bit of the session, I'm going to use the thing to make it into a computer's check with my talent.
Sure.
I have a Winu Satoris.
Shepard points out all of the different signs, and Yara, you start plugging them into a translation device on your computer.
What's the difficulty?
Still difficulty 2. We'll say that you have a boost from Shepard.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Here's my computer. Yeah, I got it.
All right. You very quickly start to suss out the map of this place. The place you just left has a sign that says gowning, and another sign says gowning. Then there's another sign that says raw materials storage where you just left. The place you're going into says distillation, and it has these large vats in it that have this sort of acrid scent, chemically scent around them. They're moving these plants into these vats for some reason, and then they're coming out as this liquid that's getting shipped off to another area. And that area says protein sequencing. And there's another area that says stabilizer, then chromatography, and finally packaging and shipping.
So they're making something. we found the distillation area, I want to throw cleaning chemicals in it and fuck it up.
Yes.
That's my goal now.
You are currently in the distillation area. That's
Okay,
like where
run
you're
this
going
plan
to.
by everybody. Can we mess with their shipment? You think that's a good idea?
I mean,
Could be.
I think if our goal is to shut down their operation, that can certainly be one part of it.
With at least delay at least one of their shipments.
Something that just came to mind for me is I have this adhesive rod sitting in my inventory that I've had for forever. If there's some kind of lever that's like temperature during one of the operations, we could just adhesive it to like the highest setting.
Set
How
it to
about Yara? You make a science check to try and find pain points in this production process.
Okay, so maybe it's a little bit more subterfuge, like this part's only going to be a little bit not distilling properly, this part's a little pinched, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Why don't we call this difficulty 4? Because it's unfamiliar, but you could maybe figure something out.
It's intuiting from like chemistry type thing.
Yeah.
Because if you can figure this out, like, yes, blowing up the facility is great, but if we can just sabotage it in such a way that it's basically broken, not only can we, it's a combination distraction and
I fuck up.
difficult.
Yeah, I fuck up their nuclear reactor without it being apparent for months type thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to boost it with a story point, if that's fine. That's the last one, I believe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let it rip.
All right, difficulty 4. Let's go science.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's go science.
Sounds good.
Let's go science.
I'll say that you take a strain from this as you're trying to crack under the pressure. Let's say that you think that if there's a place that heat would be involved, it would be where they're mixing a stabilizer into the stuff. The distillation facility, they're probably melting down the plants into acid, like using acid, and then using the resulting thing like as a distilled form of the chemical, and they probably remove the acid later. Protein sequencing is probably where you're going to get information on the genetic stuff that they're trying to do to it.
Okay, so I start fucking around with it.
What would you like to fuck around with?
You said there was a heat thing, so let's see the best way to do something to disrupt the heat. So maybe let's say there's like a few tubes, and I just like take a tiny needle taped thing and like start poking a few holes where there shouldn't be, in like the tubing that like it's gonna like take a tiny bit of air to contaminate it or mess with the temperature it's trying to transfer.
Good. Nolly also has that thing that she mentioned.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll take the thing that she mentions to like find where the console is for it and just like set it to the highest setting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
we can
Stick
just,
it on there.
The whole description of it basically is it's super, super, super glue.
We tape it to the extra hot setting for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Nolly can go over there and fuck with that. Let's have you do a skullduggery check. Another one.
Yes, I'll do.
We're probably approaching the last few rolls of the night.
Mhm.
Right. I think this is going to be difficulty 3 because you're trying to still evade the Yin's gaze.
Okay, we'll see. Nope.
One of the Yin scientists stops you and stays your hand. What are you doing with that? You're not a brother.
I'm a sister of Yin.
A woman! He backs his hand away from you and, like, swats you away. There's a woman in the facility! And he starts alerting the other folks in here. It sounds like the scientists are starting to freak out, and grab the nearest weapon that they can find. So, I think that this is where we're going to end it for today.
Yay!
Hooray! Everybody doing good? Ready for some action next time?
Yeah, it's fine. We got grenades.
That's fine. We have grenades.
It comes full circle. Like we said at the beginning, we have grenades.
And we will continue to have grenades until otherwise told otherwise. Let's get out of here.
It's like, you got this fucking contained. Grenades disappear. Oh no, our campaign is over now.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Yep.
I gotta
See
go.
you, Dan.
EP,
Peace.
May you eat well.
Have a good one, Sin.
but continue conversation later. Yes.
Of course,
Yes.
we will.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Bye,
Can't
everybody.
wait to die.
Can't wait to die.
I need it.
I'm dying now. Goodbye forever.
Thank you forever.
Stay shiny, everyone. We're going to go raid someone. Bye.